1 seed BH Drillers and the number 2 seed Tehachapi Warriors. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and move your hats and focus your attention toward the east end of the gymnasium of our nation's flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
It's already low, so I'll be good.
Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to North High School as we take part in the Girls Championship for the South Yosemite League Championship Tournament. Bakersfield High School Drillers face off with the Tehachapi Warriors. And we'll step aside as Titan Tom Myers, one of my favorite voices in the business, does introductions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here at North High. Once again, this is Kenny Calvin. I'm joined by special guest, head coach of Stockdale High School, Oliver Brown. How you doing, Coach?
Good. Thank you for having me. Excited.
It's an honor. I'm excited. I got the call late. Javier said, hey, can you announce? I wasn't sure what I was doing, but I was all for it. So we have Tehachapi standing at 18-1, facing off with the Drillers at 24-2. Coach has some amazing stats he's going to give us as far as how hot these two teams are. And we will begin the tip here at SYC Championships in the Kern High Network.
So real quickly before we begin, laying the groundwork here, Tehachapi hasn't lost. Their last loss was December of right before the new year, and BHS hasn't lost since beginning of December, so neither team has lost in 2020. Quite a run for both teams, and it makes sense to me as why both teams are here.
Absolutely. Two of the hottest teams in the league, or in the county, we should say. And a deep three from Thurman goes off and out of bounds. Is going to be controlled to the Drillers. So as we get started, we want to thank our sponsors at Kern High Network, of course, Kern School Federal Credit Union, Motor City GMC Lexus, and the Palace on Panorama, Bakersfield College.
Real quickly, you're seeing a 1-3-1 zone here from Tehachapi. BHS goes short corner real quick, gets a real easy shot there inside the three-point line to go 2-0. Oftentimes the team that gets off to the beginning lead does pretty well in these games, so look for that early on.
I definitely agree. It's hard to come back in such short quarters of high school basketball. Team that gets off first usually wins. First shot made by Jaden Key. Deep three was rebounded. Follow-up attempt is no good as well. That's going to be out of bounds to Tehachapi.
And I'm already seeing some early game jitters here from Tehachapi. They take the quick three on the first possession. BHS gets several offensive rebounds here, and it looks like BHS is going to bring a little pressure here. Full court.
Yeah, the Drillers, pretty much a 6-foot and under ball club, does a great job with ball pressure. And there you see it as Jaden Key gets the steal, looking for the finish. And my little cousin has her second basket of the night.
And this is always an interesting spot for coaches because you get down early and you know you want to get off to a good start, but you also want to make sure that you finish the game right. And if you take these early timeouts, it comes back to haunt you in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. And right as you say that, Coach, you have a turnover on the charge. Somewhat out of control, but just great positioning by the Driller defender.
Offensive foul against the Warriors, number 10, Emily Williams.
So an amazing team we have here, Kern High Network. Kenny Calvin and Coach Brown up top. We got Steve Lynch on stats tonight. Javier and Kevin Woolley as our producer directors as the Drillers knock down a bucket, and there goes that timeout that Coach Brown just alluded to.
Yeah, and that's always a gray area. Do you want to take the timeout early or not? Here's what I would say. You can lose the game at any point. So some people would say, we'll save it for the fourth quarter, but you can lose the game in the first quarter. So I think that's wise by Tehachapi. They look a little disjointed. They've only got one shot up here in the first 2-3 minutes of the game. Let's calm down. Let's get our jitters settled. Let's get the shot that we want on the next possession. Really important for Tehachapi to score coming in here out of the timeout.
I agree, Coach. As a former football coach, one of my biggest pet peeves was seeing coaches take timeouts into the locker room. Take the time to educate your players, give them an understanding, and sometimes that quick timeout can change the game.
And the timeout can be just something as simple as let's just settle down. It might not be an X and O's thing. It may just be a coach sensing some jitters from his girls.
I agree. Drillers in that full court press, but you see the skills of Tegan Thurman. Tallest player on the court, going coast to coast. Coach Sheehy doesn't like the call, but I think the official got it right as one side, there was a contact on the arm. The other side, a little bit of stable position.
Tegan Thurman, 2 shots.
So, Coach, have you seen Tegan Thurman perform this year? Is this your first time seeing her this year?
This is my first time seeing the both teams play live. I'm looking forward to it. Heard so much about them. I know BHS on a 4-year run here in town, 38-2, their last 40 league games. So it's going to be a fun one.
Absolutely. First time seeing Tehachapi for myself. Had a chance to watch the Drillers last night for the first time. I know with you coaching the men, it's definitely hard for you to get to see any of these ladies play.
Yeah, it is. I don't get to see the girls' side quite as much as I'd like to.
Amazing shot from the corner three by Taylor Lindsay, the senior captain. She's headed on her way to a 4-year opportunity after signing with the collegiate school of her choice.
Oftentimes off a dead ball and a free throw, you'll see coaches change defenses, and I noticed Tehachapi did that after the free throw. They went 2-1-2. Let's see if they drop back man-to-man or if they go back into that 1-3-1 zone we saw in the beginning part of the game.
Definitely. Drillers getting off to a great start and great momentum, as Coach alluded to. And Taylor Lindsay with another 15-footer drops. Drillers up 11-1 early. Oh, and a late reach call, but it was the right one as Lindsay gets the foul, which will be her first of the game.
And so far to this point, Tehachapi's best offense has been BHS's defense. The 2 fouls are the only way to this point that Tehachapi's gotten the free throw, the early free throw. BHS got to be very careful. You got a big lead here. Let's not give it away on defense. Let's make sure Tehachapi earns everything.
Absolutely. Tegan Thurman handling the ball out top, and she pulls the three deep, and that's going to be no good. Rebound to the Drillers. Guard with her eyes up, gets it up, but the attempt is no good. Now you have a 2-on-2 break. Thurman with a nice jab step and hook. Amazing shot, Coach.
Really good shot for Tehachapi. They needed that one. 2-on-2, full court, had an advantage. Got the bank shot off on the right side.
Well-needed basket, as it's the first field goal for one of the hottest players in the tournament, Tegan Thurman. Wide open look for Lindsay is no good off the left wing, but just like Coach talked about, the energy level for the Drillers gets them that offensive board. And Thurman looked like she was fouled on that play. Officials definitely allowing a little bit of physical contact. And another 15-footer from the other side drops for Erica Hayden. And we have another 20-second timeout on the floor with 3:42 remaining to play. So, Coach, amazing season overall. I had an opportunity to see you guys versus the Drillers. I talked about the young man, Joaquin, man. Elude on the exciting opportunity to coach one of the most phenomenal freshmen that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, you caught him on our first league game at BHS. Joaquin played really well. We have a freshman guard. Starts for us. Started for us from day one. And, you know, we were playing the three-time league champs at their place in that first game. I think he had 20 or so. Team played really hard. We had a couple guys make shots, Bryson Dunn, Lawrence Theroux. So we're definitely on the upswing, I think, for our team and our culture, and we're excited about our future.
Absolutely. Bryson Dunn had a phenomenal game. He was one of my favorite two-way players, or two-sport players, I should say. Drillers staying in that full-court press. Tehachapi doing a great job to get it across. Quick shot. It's going to be short, and rebound to the Drillers, and they have numbers. Nice bounce pass. Oh, and a blown layup by Denise Johnson.
And that's one of the few times Tehachapi's been able to get a stop and kind of get in transition here, which is what I think if you're Tehachapi you want to do. You don't want to play against that set defense. It looks like BHS is very good at that.
Absolutely. I would assume that most teams don't want to play against set defenses. But the Drillers definitely do a great job, and they're capitalizing on those turnovers as well.
Really good. On balance, jump stop, and then you have that reverse pass. BHS is making a lot of 12, 15-foot jump shots tonight.
Tehachapi showing some great patience, but not doing a great job in the half-court set, and it's leading to early turnovers. The Drillers with a 3-on-1 break convert, and that's a 17-3 lead over a tough Tehachapi team.
Yeah, they got off to an 11-1 run, and then we go 6-2 here. Looks like Tehachapi kind of needs to regroup, get some balance, get a good shot.
All right, so we have our first subs of the game for the Drillers. Coming in is number 4, Radisson Banks, as well as Ray Vaughn. Tegan Thurman with some amazing footwork. Basket doesn't go. Rebound to the Drillers. Radisson Banks, one of the JV guards that was brought up. And a deep three for Lindsay. Drops from the wing. That was Kobe range.
Isn't it a good luxury to have a 20-3 lead in the championship here and be able to get some girls some experience and get some of your younger girls in? Big time plus for BHS.
Definitely has to be frustrating for Tehachapi, as they were a team that felt like they could come in and compete right away. And that shot is definitely going to help the confidence as the three drops.
Just what Tehachapi needed. They need that big shot, and they need to get a big stop here, maybe a turnover rebound. Cut this thing down.
Ill-advised shot by Vaughn as she takes on 2 defenders. Rebound to Thurman. And she has phenomenal handles until another turnover. How many turnovers is that so far, Coach?
It's quite a few, and we started the game that way too. And you can see Tehachapi doesn't want to play that type of style, and BHS does. So for me, early on, it's about speed and it's about tempo. Which speed of the game does Tehachapi want to play and BHS want to play, and who can implement their speed of the game is going to win.
Absolutely. So while we have a quick break, let's go ahead and give a shout out to the amazing staff here at North High School. You have Mark Balch, Kendra Weiser, Carrie Palacios, Russ Schubert, my man AJ Sheeran, and Allison Toy. We appreciate the great staff that make things happen. I had a chance to spend time on campus yesterday. Phenomenal group of people, makes everybody feel welcome. We talked about the change of culture in North High in this decade. You know, we reflect on how things used to be. You know, it's such a great feeling to have this tournament here at this great establishment. And I applaud North High, and shout out to all my North High teammates that played with me as a BC Renegade.
Yeah, there's a good buzz here on this campus, isn't there? You got the new facility. You've got some new coaches on campus. I think there's a good energy here. I'm actually an alumni here. Went here, graduated
Beautiful.
from here in 01, so I'm used to the old gym. Now we're in the new gym.
There you go.
Definitely a good culture and a good energy here on campus.
Absolutely.
You go way back then.
I'm older than I look. I'm older than I look.
Got another jewel, Coach Brown. North High star. I'll tell you some of my favorite North High teammates when we get another break. Ray Vaughn making up for the errant layup attempt the last drive down. And Tehachapi putting it in Tegan Thurman's hands to try to do the best they can, trailing 22-6.
And I always look at the impact of coaching. You talk about after timeouts or a stoppage. BHS knew what defense they were going to get, ran a good little set there and got a score. That's really good stuff by BHS.
Nice job by Jaden Key, not fouling in that situation. We have another sub coming in for Tehachapi. I didn't even get to get Tehachapi's last subs. We have Trista Diefendorfer. Say that 3 times.
And something to look for here. Tehachapi's captain and, by my account, best player, number 13, is out here. So let's see if Tehachapi can weather the storm, get her a little blow. Let's see if they can get a score or a stop while she's out. It's always something to look for, and if BHS can make a run.
Yeah, and right away they get a 5-second call after the dead ball. You know, I always joke about why coaches have gray hair or none at all. It's plays like that.
And it's always a worry of a coach, I think, when your best player, your primary ball handler is out of the game. Can we function? Can we get the shot that we want while he or she is out? How do the other players respond?
I agree, Coach. 18 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Kenny Calvin and Coach Oliver Brown here with the Kern High Network. We got Kevin Willie, director-producer, along with Javier. I want to shout out the rest of our Kern High Network staff, Victoria Miguel and Miss Ribbons, that does so much work for us in the office. But that is the first quarter with the Drillers up 22-6. We have a 1-minute break between quarters. So guess what I'm going to do, Coach? I'm going to go give away some T-shirts.
T-shirt time.
Welcome to the city, Motor City, where it's summer sell-down. Drive away a GMC Sierra 4-door, only $29,990, or save up to $10,000 off select Sierra HD models. Summer sell-down offers end September 3rd. We are professional grade, and we are California's largest volume GMC dealer, Motor City.
Schools Federal Credit Union is here to be your lifelong financial partner. So while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account, as you grow, we'll be with you every step of the way. From your first car and everyone thereafter, to investing in your family's future, to buying that special house you'll call home, Kern Schools is here to help. And if you live in Kern County, then you can bank with us. See, we're local just like you. So what we accomplish together benefits.
Second quarter, Drillers up big, 22-6. As Coach Brown stated early, Tehachapi just not getting it done on the offensive end, struggling in the half-court set.
Haven't been able to get the good shots that they probably wanted pregame and had a couple untimely turnovers. Tehachapi shifting their defenses. They're in a 2-3 zone now. Let's see if they can get a stop to start this quarter and then get a shot up and get right back in it.
Shot off, rebound to Key. Nice move, but amazing block by Tegan Thurman. And that, I want to say, is probably the third block of the game by Tehachapi. We'll see if that size can wear the Drillers down as the game goes on.
And you see the impact of the senior leader coming right back in. She had a quick breather to end the first quarter, and now she's back and makes the immediate impact.
I think it's very important how you manage those quick breaks. Sometimes just a 30-second game break does such wonders for your lead scorer and captain.
Yeah, and we always like to give the breaks kind of in the quarters, especially the first, maybe not to end the second, but you get the break the minute before the quarter, and then obviously the stoppage at the quarter gives the player a little rest.
Jaden Key with the rebound, and she gets it out quickly to Vaughn, who blows the layup. Oh, and Jaden felt like she got hit a bit, but just out of control and couldn't control it. We have another substitution coming in. Erica Hayden will come in for Ray Vaughn. Drillers in man-to-man defense. Sarah Heyer tries that bounce pass, and it's negated. Tegan Thurman with the quick trigger. Nice box out by Lindsay.
And you can see the early story of the game for me has been the Tehachapi turnovers. The BHS pressure has really disrupted Tehachapi and gotten them probably out of the shots that they want. And you can see the styles of play are very different. Tehachapi's falling back in that zone, and BHS is picking up full court.
Yeah, now it looks like Tehachapi's going to stick with that zone scheme that you talked about, but the tough thing about being in that zone scheme is putting a body on somebody to get a rebound, and there you see another offensive rebound for the Drillers.
Yeah, blockout responsibilities get lost in the zone, and Tehachapi's given up a couple offensive rebounds. They get a missed shot on the first part of the possession and then don't get the rebound.
And now we have a foul called on Laura Lamonte. Quick reach. When they had her trapped, you would prefer that she would just stay there with her hands up because you have the advantage. But one thing about being down 18 points, the players start to feel the urgency and feel like they need to do more. .542 remaining to play in the second quarter. Drillers running a bit of a high post offense, and they turn it over to Tegan. Tegan trying to do her best to get it done on both ends of the floor, just not getting the help as they turn it over again.
THB shifted to a man-to-man defense there, and BHS looked like we're running their zone stuff, so might have threw them off balance a little bit, shifting the defense. And that's one thing, just a subtle thing between football and basketball. You know, football, we're going to stop every possession, set the ball down, and coaches have so much control over the game. And in basketball, we do too, but shifting defense is really how you can change tempo of the game.
Absolutely. I agree, Coach. Great point. Jaden Key guarding point guard Emily Williams until it was swung to Tegan Thurman. Nice hands by Taylor Lindsay, and Jaden Key gets probably her fourth steal of the game and tries to finish and comes up short. Rebound Key again, and another offensive rebound out to the young lady, the sophomore, who couldn't knock it down, Alexis Killebrew.
And for me, you couldn't ask for anything else. I mean, Tehachapi got 4 missed shots there. It's just about finishing the possession. BHS's defense is clearly bothering Tehachapi, but you got to get a rebound.
And one of the things that we highlighted in the last break was the fact that eventually the size of Tegan Thurman is going to pay dues, and you see it on that last hook shot as the Drillers knock down another 20-footer.
She's doing a little bit of everything, and she's bringing the ball up, she's rebounding, doing the best that she can to help her team.
Absolutely. Heard a lot about the young lady. She's definitely not disappointing so far. An amazing screen just right there. You know, sometimes fans don't understand the subtle things that make teams great. And you can tell how vital she is to the process for a team overall on that screen.
And that's always good when your best screen setter or your most willing screen setter is also your best player. I think about the NBA. Steph Curry's very willing screener. Oftentimes that gets you open.
Yes, yes, indeed. And that's going to be a shot clock violation. We've got some stats from my man Steve Lynch. I also have an opportunity to work at Bakersfield College Media. We do a lot of stat passing between me and Lynch Mob, so definitely try to touch on some of these when we get another break. Alexis got away with a quick shuffle of the feet. Drillers hustling back after Tehachapi had numbers. Nice left-hand layup by Teagan.
Really good. The 2-3 zone, they're getting the stops, Tehachapi, that they need. It's just about on the offensive end now, can we score? BHS has cooled down a little bit. They're not making the shots that they were in the first quarter. But can Tehachapi rebound out of this zone is the question moving forward.
Absolutely, and avoid the turnovers. And just like you said, the rebounding is what's hurting them more than the turnovers right now, because the Drillers are getting 3 and 4 opportunities, and you can't allow Alexis to shoot openly because she's one of the best shooters in the gym, even though that one's off. Rebound Thurman. Drillers back in that man-to-man defense, or woman-to-woman, should I say.
Nice wide lanes on the break. Really love how BHS is pushing the ball.
And that shot is long. And we'll have a sub as the captain, Lindsay, comes back in. And as you stated, 26-10 may seem large to some people, but 16 points is not a huge deficit that's insurmountable. If Tehachapi can find a way to finish drives, or finish possessions, I should say. There's the football in me. But nice entry pass to Teagan Thurman, and she comes up empty and gets the foul against Lindsay, and she'll go to the line for 2.
And that's going to be a key in these last 2 minutes. She makes both free throws here. You're down 14. Tehachapi can get it to 9 going into half. You're feeling better. And you might have found something here. Instead of having her bring the ball up, maybe let's put her inside a little bit. Let's have her screen, and let's see if we can go over the top and get her something at the rim.
Great adjustments on the fly by Coach James Perkins. Doing the best you can when you're facing one of the hottest teams in the Central section over the last 4 years.
It's going to take a tall order tonight, huh? 25-2, haven't lost since December 6th. Tehachapi's going to give them their best.
1:55 remaining to play. Kenny Calvin and Coach Oliver Brown of Stockdale High School. As a former coach, I'm always honored to share the air with another whistle holder.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here. There's no better spot than where we're at.
Oh, absolutely. This is a beautiful place. We're right across from the jersey of the great Kevin Harvick. He'll be putting in work at the Daytona 500 this weekend. I got my money on Kev.
Checking in for the Drillers, number 1, Jaden Key.
So I'm going to be very interested, something to look for here in the next minute 41. Does Tehachapi stay in that 2-3 zone? Do they try to get and maybe outthink themselves and change defenses? I think it's working for them right now. They've gotten to the free throw line a couple times. It's now down to 13. We talked about it. 4 more points. You go into half. You're down 9. You're feeling good.
Absolutely, and this is a huge possession for the Drillers because they went cold for the last 4 minutes. Doing a great job right now running motion offense, and Vaughn with the runner, nasty.
And that's just what BHS wanted, because now they can set up their pressures. They can pick up man-to-man, and that's the kind of tempo and speed of the game that you want.
Absolutely. It goes back to the point that you made in the first quarter. It's so much easier for teams to defend after made baskets when you can set up defense. But now, just like you said, Tehachapi's doing a great job going high-low and feeding the beast. Teagan Thurman.
Teagan Thurman's a go-to, huh? On the free throw line, three-point line, she's bringing the ball up. She's rebounding for him. I like what BHS did there. They're trying to front the post. A little more ball pressure maybe, and that pass doesn't get inside there. That's going to be something to look for. Can Tehachapi take care of the ball and get Tegan Thurman the ball inside without turning it over?
Yeah, and that's going to be a challenge for the Drillers as they reach the playoffs next week. They're going to play some teams that are going to have that size factor. They got to get a good grip on how they're going to defend low in the post. Deep three is money by Vaughn, and she's heating up. I'm sure her dad is down in the front row. And the Drillers with another steal. Fast pass to Key. She saves it. Oh, nice move and crossover, but couldn't finish. And now Tegan Thurman has the lane, and she just might dunk it. Oh, and now she has the three-point play.
And what a quick turn that was. You get the three-pointer on this end. BHS gets the quick steal, potentially to go the 5-0 run. Instead, Tehachapi gets the run out, and now you're potentially giving up a three-point play on the other end. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. And just like that, Tegan Thurman makes this a 13-point game. And that's exactly what we talked about, eating away that 19, 20-point lead and putting a little bit of pressure on the Drillers to continue to perform on the offensive end.
Yeah, and they're staying patient. They're executing, and I think Tehachapi's doing the right thing here, staying in this zone. Again, I just think it's about rebounding. You're getting the missed shots. You just got to rebound if you're Tehachapi. And if you're BHS, you keep doing what you're doing, and eventually you're going to hopefully wear on them and be able to make a shot or two and then pick up and get into your pressure.
Absolutely. You got two different philosophies, hoping that they wear each other down. You have the short, speedy nature of the Drillers facing off against a longer Tehachapi team that's dead set on going into the paint every possession.
And this will be interesting here. Will BHS pick up? Because on the next foul, they're going to go 1-1. So be very careful. You don't want to foul here.
I agree. 0.8 seconds. Definitely don't want to foul, sending you into the bonus right before the half. But the Drillers up 33-18, and that is going to do it for the first half. Kenny Calvin and Coach Oliver Brown on Kern High Network. We'll take a break, and I'm going to go pass out some T-shirts because Stan Green said he's going to turn the other eye as I do it.
Welcome to the city, Motor City, where it's summer sell-down. Drive away a GMC Sierra 4-door, only $29,990, or save up to $10,000 off select Sierra HD models. Summer sell-down offers end September 3rd. We are professional grade, and we are California's largest volume GMC dealer, Motor City.
Schools Federal Credit Union is here to be your lifelong financial partner. So while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account, as you grow, we'll be with you every step of the way. From your first car and everyone thereafter, to investing in your family's future, to buying that special house you'll call home, Kern Schools is here to help. And if you live in Kern County, then you can bank with us. See, we're local just like you. So what we accomplish together benefits our entire community. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time. Tony's Pizza, 3 locations in Bakersfield and 1 in Shafter.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
I'm a millennial, and for me, it's all about the mobile. And I'm somewhere in between. I still do my banking online and at the ATM. And with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, Kern Schools is always close by.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County. Kern Schools, together we have something special. One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile. And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
A lot of more hands-on activities, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, It's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses. Having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs.
This lamb is stubborn.
Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots, castrating, all that fun stuff. For me, wanting to be a vet when I'm older, it prepares me. All the stuff that I'm learning in ag is definitely going to help me.
I'm in ag communications. Anything that you see on the Facebook page is what we do, and pictures, and we do all the posters that are around campus, anything that just promotes ag.
Our students are all part of the FFA organization, and through that we have a chapter officer team. We do monthly chapter meetings because we're trying to get them involved outside of class, so they can find something that they're interested in, and they need something that's going to hook them so that they're ready for life after high school.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for.
And we're back. Drillers up 33-18. Tehachapi doing a great job getting back into the game, as me and Coach Brown alluded to early. Nonetheless, they're going to have to figure out ways to get rebounds and minimize turnovers.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see to start the second half. Does Tehachapi stick with the zone? They've had a hard time rebounding out of it, and at some point you're down 15. Got to find a way to maybe match up, create a couple extra possessions, maybe get a couple steals. So does Tehachapi maybe the first few minutes stay in that zone, see what happens, and then from there maybe switch out of it? Absolutely.
So real quick, Coach, while we have the dead ball foul, you got some stats from the first half. We got Tegan Thurman with 14 points and 9 rebounds. Leading scorer for Tehachapi, of course. And for the Drillers, leading scorer is Erica Hayden. Leading rebounder is also Miss Hayden with 5.
And you can see right away Tehachapi's screening with Thurman. Good sign for them coming out of half to hit that 3. Now let's see if they can get a stop and a rebound.
Absolutely. We talked about the importance of your best player willing to sacrifice their body, and you see Tegan Thurman definitely doing her best. Clock winding down. Deep 3 is money. Erica Hayden, leading scorer for the Drillers, continuing to pour it on. And that press of the Drillers paying dividends. 15-point lead. And Tegan Thurman with the deep rush 3. Rebound Lindsay.
Yeah, you probably want to see maybe a couple extra passes if you're Tehachapi. Work the ball around. I know you're frustrated. Probably not where you want to be coming out of half, but too quick of a shot there. You come out and you get a 3. The BHS gets a 3 right back. If you work the ball a little bit, maybe you can score. Quick shot by Tehachapi.
Yeah, that's one of the most frustrating things about being the go-to gal, is the fact that you have to balance your patience with your aggressiveness. And Thurman gets the rebound, and does a great job looking up, but the layup is no good.
One of the few times we've seen Tehachapi get out in transition, actually get a break there and get a numbered break. See if BHS can slow it down here and work some clock.
Yeah, you could definitely assume that Coach Sheehy is encouraging his girls to take advantage of every second on the shot clock. And that three-point bomb by Erica Hayden, she's heating up.
2 threes after half here from BHS. Not a good sign for Tehachapi. Got to get out there and close and contest those shots.
Definitely, because it's right back up to 18, and another turnover as you look down at your stat sheet. And Drillers with numbers. Hayden right inside, and the layup comes in, and Coach Brown is signaling that Tehachapi should probably call a timeout, and I agree, because now you're at the 20-point mark for the first time, and the Drillers defenders are salivating.
Yeah, and the worst thing you want, you just went 5-0 here with the 3 and the turnover and the layup. The worst thing you want if you're Tehachapi is a 7-0 or 8-0. Good answer there by Tegan Thurman.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those situations where you're like, okay, am I going to let the dog run the yard, or am I going to go ahead and call her in? And he allowed Tegan Thurman to do her thing in the low post, coming away with that short 10-footer, but now the Drillers are on the other end going right back to the line, and I think more than anything, it's going to have to be something defensively that triggers Tehachapi within the next 3 minutes, or this game is going to get out of hand because they're fighting too hard to eat into that 18-point lead.
Yeah, and we often say as coaches, are you going to do what you do or are you going to adjust to the game flow? I would say Tehachapi's definitely got a mixed defenses here. The zones, they're not getting the result that they want. And on the other side of that offensively, can you find scoring from someone other than Tegan Thurman?
I agree. Speaking of our great team, I see another great team member as the Drillers get that offensive rebound, and that shot is aired by Vaughn. But I see my man Nick Ellis with the camera down there. When I was a player, Coach Brown, Nick was one of our officials.
Does a little bit of everything, doesn't he? See him everywhere.
Absolutely. We tease each other now because we're on the same side, but I used to give him the blues as a defensive back. And there's a steal by Jaden Key, and she should finish that, and she does. Jaden Key with maybe her 5th steal of the game so far. And I got to be honest, it's in her blood. And there's another turnover. Vaughn kicking it out for the 15-footer, and the 15-footer is short. Rebound out to Emily Williams, the sophomore captain.
BHS has been very active tonight. Lots of steals for breakouts, lots of runouts off of their pressure.
And that was an amazing move by Leah Bryant and a much-needed basket because they're going back and forth between that 18 to 20-point realm. So while we have a quick break, let's give a shout-out to our sponsors at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, the Achieve magazine, one of my favorite magazines of all time. My buddy Roger Fessler goes above and beyond to get as many people he can to contribute to the ads. Definitely love riding around with Roger, helping him secure those deals. Kern High School District, you got the great Javier joining us. Victoria Miguel, where are you? I saw Stan Green walking around here as well. You know, I appreciate having the opportunity to do this. You know, as a former Kern High athlete, having the opportunity to transition from coach or from player to coach to media, you know, it's definitely a special opportunity. I want to thank everybody that makes it possible.
There's a good buzz in the district right now. I think they're really trying to sell the kids and trying to encourage students to be student athletes and to participate. You see the facility improvements with the pool and in this place we're here today, and I see the gym filling up, so it's a good time right now for Kern High.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see the pool. I was a former swimmer too. Skip pass over to Alexis. Drillers primarily working the ball around the perimeter. Nothing inside, no penetration attempts. Kick to Lindsay, in and out. Rebound, Williams, and another turnover.
Yeah, and you see Tehachapi, they took the timeout, come out in the same defense, the 2-3, a little more active, a little more matching up out of it. They get the stop, then the turnover, then another stop. Need a score here.
Thurman inside against Alexis Killebrew. And now she turns it over. And they regain control. Rebound, Lindsay. 3:01 remaining to play in the third quarter. Drillers up 43-25. Kitty Calvin and Coach Oliver Brown, the former North High star. On our next break, it would only be right for us to highlight some of our favorite North High stars.
Oh, there's a lot of them. Looking up in the rafters there, a lot of jerseys, a lot of Hall of Famers. I can go back with some people that aren't up there.
Absolutely. Deep three by Vaughn is off. Rebound to Tegan Thurman. And she takes the deep three. Now we have a 2-on-1 break. Errant pass by Vaughn. Great hustle by Thurman, but she stepped out.
And that's just a great example of your leading scorer, your leading rebounder tonight. The kid's screening, she's posting, she's coming down, she's making shots, just hustling. She's coming after it, just hustling.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Coach, because I was thinking the same thing. Here you have the best player on the floor, arguably, putting in the most work in all facets of the game. Skip pass to Lindsay. Nice move by the sophomore guard. And great ball movement by the Drillers overall. Vaughn with the nice penetrating pass, and the layup is no good by Johnson. And you know what happens when you miss shots. You give up shots in transition. North High doing a great job getting out and running.
And that's one of the few times Tehachapi has been able to get the run out for the easy two, just what they needed.
Johnson trying to redeem herself, shoots the air ball. Lindsay gets the rebound while everybody else is standing around. Killebrew goes baseline, and she's short. Rebound, Thurman.
So Tegan Thurman now with the double-double. By my count, that puts her in double-digit rebounding territory.
Deep three is good at perfect timing. And I think that was Sarah Heyer with the deep three from the wing, doing her best as they cut it back down to 13. And the Drillers are just coming up empty. Some of the sophomores getting an opportunity to play, but great hustle by the same sophomore who missed the shot. And she stepped on the baseline, and now you see some of those sophomores and juniors coming back in to get control of this game for the Drillers. 45 seconds remaining to play in the third.
This is a crucial point for Tehachapi. You're down 13, 45 seconds left. If you can score here and maybe get a stop and a second score, you go into the fourth, single digits at 9 points.
Well, we talked about Erica Hayden's offense. She just did a phenomenal job one-on-one against the biggest player on the court. And now she's doing a great job running the break and gets it out. And the assist is money, as Kyla Wandick converts the layup attempt.
And it seems to me you get the sense that BHS is able to get any shot they want. They get stuff off their defense, they're rebounding, they're getting the turnovers. Tehachapi's really got to work to score.
They got to work to score, and as you see, they're having a tough time converting point-blank shots. And against a team like Bakersfield High, you have to capitalize on the close baskets, because the open shots are not going to come against a feisty defense like the Drillers.
Yeah, you got to make those paint points. You got to get those scores when you can, and when you're not getting as many layups as the other team and you're not getting as many paint touches, you definitely got to convert.
Taylor Lindsay, oh no. That was Erica Hayden with the shot at the buzzer, and that's no good. The Drillers hanging on to a 15-point lead. So, Coach, how you feeling through three quarters? We're saying what we're seeing, and we're seeing what we're saying. You know, we're not getting the rebounds from Tehachapi, and they're having trouble converting point-blank shots as well as turning the ball over.
Yeah, the story at the half, I think, was BHS just getting more shots than Tehachapi. They were plus 10 on the turnover, in the turnover column. Tehachapi had way too many turnovers in the first half. BHS is getting second shots and turning Tehachapi over. If you're Tehachapi going in the fourth quarter, you got to get a single-digit quarter from BHS in order to win. I think you're down 15. If you're Tehachapi, realistically, you got to keep BHS in the 7-8 point total range in the next quarter in order to make up that gap. And even then, you're asking for a lot. So a 15-point quarter is going to be difficult. Look for Tehachapi maybe to get out of that zone. They're going to have to mix some things up. They're going to have to rebound, and they're going to have to finish at the rim.
I agree, Coach. It's definitely, we're saying exactly what needs to happen. Tehachapi's doing the best they can to try to chop into that lead, but as soon as they do, they get a turnover or they give up a second shot opportunity that stretches the lead right back up.
Can we give a shout-out to the officials? I think there's been a really good flow in the game. Hasn't been a lot of stops. I think it's been fair on both sides. The game's been called really well. When kids have been fouled, it's been called, and that's all you want as a coach.
Absolutely, and we haven't heard any gripe from the parents. I'm telling you, last night it was pretty wild in here. So we have some more stats from the great Steve Lynch. We'll touch on some of those in the next break that we get. Fourth quarter, the Drillers up 15 points, 7:46 remaining to play. Thurman trying her best with that right hook. And it's going to stay here. One of the funnest things about doing these broadcasts sometimes is seeing some of my teammates in here that are coaching. And I see one of my former teammates from St. Louis, Randy Robinson. I'll tell you, he's much better coach than he was a player.
I think Randy's the unofficial mayor of Bakersfield.
Absolutely.
He's at everything.
Randy Doze Robinson. Lindsay with the amazing footwork comes up empty. Thurman with the amazing footwork and Lindsay with the rebound. Wandick comes up empty on the layup. She had an amazing opportunity. I'll tell you what, if you've never seen Tegan Thurman play, even when she misses, she looks amazing.
She's on her way to a 2020 game, doing her best Kevin Love impression here. Started the fourth quarter with 16 and 16. So
wow.
Quite a game in a championship level atmosphere here.
Absolutely, and she's played every bit of the game except about 30 seconds of clock time. Nice job by Jaden Key down low, but just undersized. An amazing rebound by Tegan Thurman, and that's number 17.
Yeah, and I think they were cross-matched there. I'd like to see for BHS maybe Taylor Lindsay guard Taylor Tegan there, or Tegan Thurman, excuse me. That may be a better matchup for BHS, especially if she's going to post down in there.
Nice pass by Key, and a nice finish in the post by Anaya Sanders. Amazing left hand off the glass. And I think more than anything, the difference maker of this game has been the on-ball pressure of Tehachapi, of the Drillers versus Tehachapi. Jaden Key.
To your point, BHS forced 16 turnovers through three quarters, while Tehachapi's only forced 5. So definitely the pressure has been the difference in the game.
Absolutely. 5:50 remaining to play. Drillers up 17. Deep three attempt is short. Nice hustle by Lindsay. And we have 2 subs coming in. For Tehachapi, you have number 10, Emily Williams. And you also have, I believe, number 4, Trista Diefendorfer. Thurman trying that quick turnaround in the paint. And another point-blank miss in physical play. And that's going to be a tied-up ball, jump ball. Great hustle by Lindsay and Thurman, for that matter.
And that was just a frustration foul. Oftentimes you see players miss a shot and then they rush in and foul out of frustration. They didn't get a call, or they missed a shot they thought they should make.
Skip past the Key, and she takes the 3. She was hot last night, and that one is short. It looks straight. Thurman doing a great job getting it up court. Now she's open for 3, and I'm going to bet I would have bet that was money. Off to the right, rebound Lindsay. Controlled by Key, and she'll set up the offense as they go high post.
Yeah, and offensively, I think if you're Tehachapi, you almost have to be looking for three-point shots here to try to make this 17-point deficit. And if you're BHS and you're Coach Sheehy, I would almost tell my girls, no three-point shots. Everything's to the rim right now. We're going to drive everything, go to the paint on everything. Let's talk about that in the timeout probably. Let's get the right shot we need in the last 4:40 of the game.
And that's why I love having the coach right next to me, because as he said it, that's what happened. You see Coach Rashawn Sheehy calling a quick timeout. Gives us an opportunity to talk about our sponsors one more time at Kern High School District, the Achieve Magazine, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, who I was told is changing their name pretty soon, Motor City GMC Lexus, and the place that changed my life, made me an All-American, Bakersfield College. So, we talked about the next break, favorite North High stars. As a Renegade, I had some amazing North High star teammates.
Okay.
So I'm going to say my first one, I got to go with my linebacker, Joey Mayo. He was a head buster. He was crazy.
There's been several of them, and maybe not as well known, but you know, in the early 2000s, there weren't as many high schools in the district, and North had quite a run of 2-sport, 3-sport guys. A lot of tradition here at North.
Absolutely. So as the Drillers work it inside, Lindsay, she'll be going to the line for 2. So I'm going to say, all right, so my favorite guest on the Renegade Report, hands down, the great Kobe Lewis.
He kind of set the stage, I think, for the professional athlete from North, right? The Major League Baseball, and he fit the bill, right? Had the big body, the strong arm,
absolutely,
and also had the perseverance. Went through the arm surgeries, stayed in the major leagues. Was one of those guys who gave you 5-6 innings. Did a lot for the school. Definitely one of the all-time greats.
Absolutely, and one of the most humble superstars I ever met.
Yeah, down-to-earth guy. I know he works and coaches his kids, and wife was in education, and typical North High guy.
Absolutely.
We're all humble.
Absolutely. Definitely love my North High teammates. Deep three, in and out by Tehachapi, and that one could have served some justice to try to get them down 15 with 4 minutes to play, but now you're giving up one to Lindsay, and she's open. That doesn't go. Rebound to Alea Bryant. And another turnover. And now, go ahead, Coach.
And you can see Coach Sheehy here. I don't think he was happy with that 3. He was clapping and hollering. That's one of those things as a coach, you tell your kids, the next person takes the 3, he's got to come sit by me.
Absolutely. Unless it's Taylor Lindsay. Because she takes another 3. Rebound Thurman.
She's earned it on defense, huh? She's played hard.
But I'll tell you what, and you hear that crowd, I'm going to tell you why they're excited, because Radisson Banks is one of the sophomore guards from JV that has come in and had a phenomenal game for the Drillers on the defensive end, and that was an amazing hustle play.
And what a luxury that is to have a JV kid come in, get some reps in practice, get some game experience.
You know, what's funny, Coach Brown, I also was told that she's the fastest female student on campus from a track perspective.
Well, I brought my track shoes.
Uh-oh. We might have to set it up.
I might pull a muscle. I better not embarrass myself.
And there she goes, using that speed, getting it out to Alexis Killebrew, who's short. Rebound Thurman. Great job getting it out. North High trailing 18 with 2:45 remaining to play, and I think right now is, like you said, Coach, 3-point time. In there, one goes.
Yeah, and if I'm BHS, I don't like those quick shots. I mean, we had an 18-point lead, and then we take a shot with 14 seconds left in the shot clock. There's only 6-7 possessions left in this game if you use all 30 seconds of the clock here. So if you're BHS, let's recalibrate here. We're going to get some full court pressure. That's why the timeout was taken. Let's make sure we come down and 5-6 seconds left in the clock. Let's take our shot, and whatever shot's available, we'll take.
I agree. Hence the timeout. Coach is trying to get on the same page. You know, there's a unique thing about basketball. With 2 to 3 minutes left, I say anything between 15 points and lower is attainable.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that, Coach?
Yeah, so I have a theory. So you take the minutes left in the game and you multiply it by 4. So if we're at 4 minutes left, a 16-point game is fairly safe. A 16-point lead. 3 minutes left, a 12-point lead, and vice versa. So BHS has a 15-point lead here. Couple minutes left. You got to get it down. So I call it my rule of 4. A minute left. It has to be a 4-point game. It's really insurmountable at that point. Statistically, the other team has to do something and mess it up for you to come back.
Great insight, Coach. You are listening to the voice of Coach Oliver Brown, Stockdale High School, one of my favorite teams to watch all season. Good luck in the playoffs, Coach.
Hopefully next year I won't be up here, huh?
Hey, I know, right?
I'll be down there.
Hey, I'm going to hold you to that. Killebrew from the corner, and she finally gets one to drop. You know, so I joked earlier about my daughter being a driller basketball player. One of her favorite mentors, a grade over her, is Alexis Killebrew. So my nickname for Alexis is Shooter. And she finally proved me right on her name.
And a good mark of a good coach is what you do after timeouts. And you can see BHS execute, get a score. We call that after timeout scoring. Always a good indicator of a well-coached team that's really together. That was a backbreaker for Tehachapi.
Definitely was. And another bucket by Vaughn, and that just may put it out of reach as they're going to go up 20 points with 2 minutes left. And you just heard the theory by Coach. He didn't have any math to come up with a 20-point deficit from that 2-point mark or the 2-minute mark. Ray Vaughn converts on the free throw. So, Coach, every game we have the opportunity of giving the Kern High Network player of the game. So we got a couple minutes. Maybe we can toss that back and forth and see who we come up with.
Well, there's been several outstanding players for BHS. There's no question. I don't think there's any question the best player on the court belonged to Tehachapi, Tegan Thurman.
Yes.
We were going to go with the player of the game from the winning team. I think there's 3 or 4 BHS drillers that have really played hard, offense and defense. Complete efforts from those girls.
I agree. Definitely a few girls that have an opportunity to claim that title.
Taylor Lindsay's played really well. Jaden Keys played really well.
Alexis Killebrew back out at the top of the key. Hasn't done a great job handling the basketball. And that's going to be a walk against Radisson Banks. We talked about that speed of hers. It looks like she wanted to run before she dribbled. And now Coach Sheehy clearing his bench and giving some of his players an opportunity to come in. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. Right after this, we will have action from the men as the Driller boys face off with the Garces Rams.
This is always a valuable time for both teams because both teams are going to go on after this, right? Both teams are going to go to the playoffs. So how do our kids respond in this last minute? Game's out of reach. Do we still play hard? Can we execute? Do we still do our best, put forth our best effort, represent our school?
Yeah, and you got a few more of those JV players that had an opportunity to come up. Now we're seeing Kaylin Sheehy. We also have number 21, Aaliyah Kennedy.
Also checking in number 33, Lindsay Ty.
.45 seconds remaining to play. Drillers up 19 points. And Tegan Thurman still giving it all she can give. Can't complete the layup. but still giving every inch of energy that she has for her team.
Tell you what, I've been very impressed with BHS's passing.
I have as well.
On time, on target. The girls share the ball. Doing a really good job with moving it around, all 5 players.
Yeah, they've done a phenomenal job in the half-court set, getting the ball where it needs to go. Now Tehachapi continuing to play their hearts out with 5 seconds left, but it looks like that's going to be it. And the name of the game was creating turnovers for the Driller girls as they earned the first SYC Women's Championship. Congratulations to the Drillers. But I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed by Tehachapi and Tegan Thurman, as well as some of her other teammates that continue to pour it all out. So, player of the game, Kern High Network. I'm going to give that to you, Coach. Coach Brown.
Can we do co-players of the game?
It's up to you. You calling the shots today, man.
To me, what stuck out has been the defense, and obviously,
as long as you only give one to the boys' team, because I got 3 shirts.
Okay.
that makes sense. Okay. And do we have to go with a player from the winning team?
We have to go with the player from the winning team. We've had some tough challenges, just like the night that you guys faced off with the Drillers. I wanted to give it to Joaquin.
Okay.
And they were like, it has to go to the winning team.
We wouldn't have been mad at you if you'd have done that. Well, Erica Hayden, obviously, 18 points going into the 4th quarter. I mean, that speaks for itself. I really like Taylor Lindsay. I think she's done a little bit of everything and rebounded. And I'd like to go co if we could and honor both girls.
All right, so Taylor Lindsay and Erica Hayden are co-players of the game. I'm going to run down and get our quick picture. You want to come with me, Coach?
Of course.
Absolutely. Let's go get that picture. And that way, since we're giving away 2, we can both hold up the shirt. This has been Kenny Calvin and Coach Oliver Brown.
Afterwards, go to stand, and he'll give you guys the tickets so you guys can go to the SYC Basketball Championship.
A great game this evening by the number 1 seed, the BHS Drillers, and the number 2 seed, the Tehachapi Warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 2 players of the game we'd like to recognize this evening. They were selected by Stephen Lynch of the Kern High Network. Our first player for the Tehachapi Warriors, presenting the plaque for the first Yosemite Conference Championship Player of the Game,
if you want to go,
KHSD Director of School Support Services, Mr. Stan Green.
What's after this, like,
the Tehachapi Warrior Player of the Game, with 20 points and 20 rebounds, number 13, Tegan Thurman.
If you get a ticket from Stan, you can go in there. I told him I was going to tell you guys. He said he was giving you guys some tickets. And I could do this part too if you need me to.
And now the player of the game for the BHS Drillers. With 18 points this evening, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, number 22, Erica Hayden. And now, presenting the championship trophy, Mr. Stan Green, to Rashawn Sheehy, the coach of the BHS Drillers, and the first South Yosemite League Championship. Congratulations to the BHS Drillers.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time. Tony's Pizza, 3 locations in Bakersfield and 1 in Shafter.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
I'm a millennial, and for me, it's all about the mobile. And I'm somewhere in between. I still do my banking online and at the ATM. And with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, Kern Schools is always close by.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County. Kern Schools, together we have something special. One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile. And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
A lot of more hands-on activities, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, It's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses. Having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs.
This lamb is stubborn.
Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of like hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots, castrating, all that fun stuff. For me, wanting to be a vet when I'm older, it helped prepares me. All the stuff that I'm learning in ag is definitely going to help me.
I'm in ag communications. Anything that you see on the Facebook page is what we do, and pictures, and we do all the posters that are around campus, anything that just promotes ag.
Our students are all part of the FFA organization, and through that we have a chapter officer team. We do monthly chapter meetings because we're trying to get them involved outside of class. They can find something that they're interested in, and they need something that's going to hook them so that they're ready for life after high school.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us, is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things, and we're actually practicing these things that we'll be doing in our future careers.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight school don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
We're in manufacturing engineering. We design parts, 3D parts, 2D parts, we create assemblies.
It's helping me get training in all of this stuff, like the computer programs that we have here, the machines that we have here. We learn a lot of math in here, mostly geometry and fractions, because I love math. That's why I'm in this class.
Mr. Lemmy, he's a great instructor.
So the problem is this piece itself.
He really goes hands-on with us. He helps us as much as we can. We've learned a lot from him.
Right now we're supplying students that are skilled in the safety, basic operation of machine work, and then they also leave with some soft skills. They understand they have to be on time. They understand that they have to get up and talk to people. Most of them are walking out of here with a solid foundation in the entry level of a trade.
They can have a job anywhere they go because they have a basic understanding of what it's going to take to put products out that people are going to use.
Hopefully this is a good career for me. You know, end up doing something good, have a good life, and make some money.
Well, we're learning a lot, and especially with just the basic knowledge of what you would need for an entry-level job.
All the basic skills to be a medical assistant in a doctor's office or a clinic.
You're leaning on it, and that'll make a difference.
And then they also do on-the-job training, and they work in doctor's offices or clinics throughout Kern County. The kids are job ready, and many of them are employed before the end of the school year. They're promised a job, as well as they continue their education. We have many registered nurses out there and even physicians.
I'm thinking I want to be an anesthesiologist. So a lot of school, but it'll be worth it in the end. Right now we're learning the different roles, what a game designer is, what they do, and how video games are made, and how to deconstruct them.
We're also going to be teaching the hard skills, which includes learning the Unreal Engine. And what the Unreal Engine is it's a game development tool that students will be able to use to make their very own video games. And this is something that actually industry professionals use every day to make some of the top-selling games. They're all the same size. You're all on the same plane. There's no undulating terrain or anything like that.
Our instructor, he's really amazing. He encourages everybody. He's really fun, and he makes learning fun.
So they've got top-of-the-line computers here, and they're set up to excel. I would be surprised if other students their age coming out of high school would have anywhere near the level of expertise that these guys are going to have.
A lot of more hands-on activities, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, let's...
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile.
And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your
After spending time in the United States Navy, Mr. Bill Verheuel began his teaching career at South High School in 1964 in the business department. He was a counselor and vocational work experience advisor, and he coached football. Mr. Verheuel spent almost 14 years serving South High as the Dean of Activities and Athletics before becoming the Regional Occupation Center Assistant Principal. He received the California Administrators Region 2 Vocational Administrator of the Year Award in 1994. In 1995, Bill became the Kern High School District Director of Activities and Athletics. Mr. Verheuel implemented a sportsmanship program that communicated a strong message to schools and community and resulted in the improvement of overall behavior expectations of athletes, coaches, and spectators. Mr. Verheuel currently serves as the South Area California Interscholastic Federation Commissioner, where he received the 2012 Distinguished Service Award. Mr. Bill Verheuel served 36 and a half years with the Kern High School District and 18 years and counting with the California Interscholastic Federation. Bill is retiring this year. Let's give him a round of applause for his tireless service. Please join me as Stan Green presents Bill with a plaque recognizing his tireless efforts on behalf of all student athletes. Thank you, Bill. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise, remove your hats, and focus your attention toward the east end of the gymnasium and our nation's flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the men's SYC Championship as the Garces Rams will face off with the Bakersfield High Drillers. We'll pause for introduction of the starting five and come back to you with more Kern High Network action with Kenny Calvin and Coach Oliver Brown right after this.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile.
And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing.
Bakersfield High School Drillers. And now, the starting lineup for the Garces Memorial Rams. A 6-foot junior guard number 2, Tom Tomato. A 6'5" senior guard number 4, Jack Hatton. A 6'4" junior guard number 12, J.J. Unhold. A 6'2" junior guard number 14, Ipriye Ekpe. And a 6'3" senior guard, number 23, Xavier Marshall. Head coach for the Rams is Brian Dignan. And now for the BHS Drillers and their starting lineup. Senior number 1, Sam Ackerman. Senior number 2, Josh Geary. Senior number 3, Brian McGee. Senior number 11, David Watley. And sophomore number 23, Arnold Ochoa. And coach for the Drillers is Greg Burke. Officials for tonight's game, Mr. Bill Sullen, Mr. Joe Abacunis, and Mr. Brandon Snyder.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we have introductions out of the way. Welcome back to Kern High Network Basketball with Kenny Calvin and Coach Oliver Brown. Former North High star, having the honor to call the inaugural SYC Championship games. How you feeling, Coach?
After that hospitality suite, I don't know who catered that food, but pretty good.
Ready for a nap now.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's nap time.
The great Kevin Willie is our producer-director along with Javier. And the Drillers control the tip, and they're in the paint right away. And Ackerman misses the point-blank attempt, but it'll stay here and controlled by the Drillers.
And that's a good sign for BHS. Ackerman's kind of the key for their team. If he scores, they usually go. You know what you're going to get from Watley. If Ackerman can get a couple easy points early, I think it bodes well for the Drillers.
I agree. Near 5-second call. And that is a 5-second call. I don't understand why Ryan McGee didn't get it over to the corner where you had a wide open Arnold Ochoa. Nonetheless, turnover Drillers. And Tehachapi returns the favor right back as the point guard is out of control.
And you may see some sloppy stuff maybe early on. Both teams probably a little nervous, wanting it maybe a little too much if that's even possible. But also both teams have played twice in league, so very familiar with each other, especially when you're on the end with your coach. Your coach is going to shout out plays and sets and know the call out, so teams are going to be very familiar on both ends.
I agree. Deep three attempt by Garces is good, and that was from Kobe range. Shot by Jack Hatton, the 6'5" senior guard, getting it done. Garces, they're at 18-9 on the season. Gary tries to penetrate and turns over. The Drillers sitting at 22-5 on the season.
And right away, you're seeing something that we saw from the girls' game. BHS known for their man-to-man pressures. Any sideline dribble, they're going to double, or they're going to try to turn you off the sideline. So Garth's got to be very careful not to dribble sideline. You got to keep the ball in the middle of the floor.
Absolutely. Spoken like a man who's faced many Driller press. Tehachapi doing a great job in their half-court offense, getting it inside, and they have contact. And the basket is no good.
Foul against the Drillers, number 11, David Watley. At the line, number 12, J.J. Uphold.
We'll have J.J. Uphold, the 6'4" junior forward, going to the line for two after missing the point-blank attempt.
And that's going to be a key matchup here. Garces with Uphold and Watley for BHS, number 11. Watley's the only shot blocker here for BHS, and I noticed early on the game he's not jumping, so he's trying to stay on the floor. We call that walling up, being really strong. Let's see how the officials call that. If they can keep him out of foul trouble, BHS would do better having Watley on the floor.
I agree. Not much length after Watley goes to the bench. McGee penetrating, nothing there. Kicks it over to Ochoa, who swings it back up top to Ackerman. Ackerman backdoor to Gary, and the Drillers reset.
BHS will always end every possession in the late shot clock with a ball screen, and it usually comes from Watley, number 11. So if they don't get any action in scoring early on, you'll see that. You'll see 11 set screens up top.
Yeah, you saw a lot of high screen and roll last night as McGee did a fantastic job getting into the paint and causing problems, because as he got to the paint, one of the most special players that I saw when your Stockdale boys faced the Drillers was David Rivecho, and there's that block that you talked about from Watley.
Yeah, Watley's a game changer on that end, and if he can stay out of foul trouble, he affects the game definitely on defense.
Ackerman comes up empty from the corner three. Great job by Dom Diamato getting the ball up court against ball pressure, and the Warriors will go to the line again for their third trip already in the first quarter.
And that's probably not a good sign for the Drillers. They want to stay out of foul trouble. They don't want to stop the clock. They want to get the game up and down. If you're Garces, I'd say it's a little bit of fool's gold right now. This is not the tempo I don't think that you want to play at. If you're Garces, you definitely want to make this a half-court game.
Absolutely, I agree. And one of the points I was trying to make before the foul was the fact that McGee does such a great job getting into the point. He kicks it out to shooters like Dave Rivecho. Rivecho just checked into the game. He's probably one of the most dynamic 6 men in the county.
Yeah, he had 6 quick points against us in the second round of this tournament, and he's their X factor, probably their best catch and shoot guy. He can put 6 on you real quick if you're not careful.
Absolutely. He was actually the player of the game when the Drillers faced your Stockdale boys, because he just caught fire, and once he catches fire, it's so hard to guard them.
Don't remind me. I've watched that film many times. Many times.
Drillers trailing early, 4-5, coming out with some full court pressure. You got the senior Xavier Marshall being D'd up against McGee, and the press pays dividends right away as Watley gets the steal.
You can't do that. Can't pick the ball up in the middle of the court. You're one-on-one. Trust yourself. Your team needs you. If you're Garces, dribble that ball straight line, middle of the floor.
Absolutely. Careless turnover. Well, you can't say an unforced error because it was pressure. We have another sub coming in for the Drillers, Alex Martinez, and going to the bench is Watley, hoping to avoid early foul trouble and get some rest.
Yeah, and this is a key moment for Garces. When Watley's out, you got to make a run, and you got to definitely try to get on the plus side of the game here. And so let's see if Garces can score with him out.
And right away, they get the deep three. Great shot by Jack Hatton. And you got Jaden Dock, who's going to be manning the post for the Drillers as Rivecho sets up the offense with Gary. Nice move and pass, errant, but great hustle by Doc to get back on it. We're going to have another jump ball, and that's going to be controlled to Tehachapi.
And you can see the game plan early for Garces. Coach Dingham's even yelling at his guys. They're going to close out real short. They're going to try to keep everything in front of them, trying to make BHS make open shots. Nothing at the rim, no drives. We're going to really pack it in.
Absolutely. Careless ball handling by Ipri Egbe as he tries to go between the legs and gives up the turnover. And Rivecho gives it right back. Jumping before he shot, and a nice attack, but couldn't finish, is Egbe.
And to our earlier point, Watley's been out. Garces has gone on a 5-0 run. They made the three, and they got the layup. It's a good little run for Garces.
Absolutely. Great point, Coach. Drillers looking to settle down. And you, just like you talked about, Sam Ackerman with the easy, effortless move to get in the paint and stop the bleeding.
He's so long, and he has a good first step. And if you sit on his hand, his right hand, when he drives like that, he may spin you. So Garces has got to work better to get a turn.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's the third three of the first quarter, and Garces is doing a great job finding shooters after the penetration.
I don't think you can ask for a better start if you're Garces. You're +7 to start the quarter.
Well, we talked about David Revecchio and how exciting he is, but amazing block out of nowhere by Alex Martinez. Garces not giving up, and that's going to be a foul on the ground, but how about the block and the effort by Alex Martinez coming out of nowhere?
Both teams playing really hard. You can see they're leaving it all on the floor. It's almost like this is a championship game.
The inaugural SYC Boys Championship. You know, with everything that's happening, I think it's a great idea to have this tournament. You're going to get some naysayers either way, but I think it's fantastic to have the whole city in one place celebrating these athletes.
Yeah, you got to love bringing everybody in one place, having girls and boys together. It definitely has a certain buzz about it, and it creates a culture, I think, for basketball, which is really good.
Absolutely. Speaking of really good, Jack Haddon is doing a great job inside and outside. As the pass goes inside to Watley, he comes up empty. And you couldn't ask for a better first quarter from Tehachapi. Doing a great job inside and out, and another open three, and foul, and one. Oh, so it's going to be 2. Coach Brown with the eye on that.
Second foul on Watley. He's going to have to come out now. So 11. So BHS is losing their best player. Bad news goes to worse news. You're down 12. Your best player has 2 early fouls. You have 4 team fouls, which means you're not going to be able to get into your pressure as much probably in the second quarter. Couldn't set up any better for Garces.
I agree. And it's definitely a foul that you hope Watley doesn't take, jumping to try to block a three-point attempt when you need all of your fouls inside as a big man.
Very unlikely you're going to block a three-point shot. You always teach your kids, stay on the floor. We tell our kids at Stockdale, wall up. Don't leave your feet.
Absolutely. And right now I'm seeing something that's causing problems for Revecchio, a quick catch and shooter, having the length of Jack Hatton on him, which he's staying with him in that man-to-man coverage. And just like you said, they go right back to that high screen and roll at the end of the clock.
Yeah, end of the clock, that's what BHS likes to do. They're going to run some kind of ball screen at the end, especially with Watley out. Look for them to try to drive a little more, and I would say Ackerman's going to be the guy here to score for BHS.
And right now, Revecchio taking forever to get it in, nearly a 5-second call as McGee brings it across. And he does a fantastic job penetrating. But the length of the defenders causing Revecchio problems, and he goes inside and comes up empty. Hatton out and chooses to reset. We have a timeout. Garces doing a fantastic job, up 21-6 over the Drillers with 57 seconds to play in the first quarter. While we have a break, let's give a shout out to our sponsors at the Achieve Magazine, Kern High School District, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Motor City GMC Lexus, and the Palace on Panorama, Bakersfield College.
The Palace on Panorama. I like that.
The Palace on Panorama.
That's spoken like a true renegade.
The Harvard on the hill. The mansion on the mountain.
Keep going.
The house that King Cal built.
I like that.
I had to retire that name when I had Stan Green on the show, and he's the 1988 national champion. Okay. And I was like, well, I hadn't won a national championship, so I'll call it the house that Stan Green built.
It's hard to trump the Natty. Once you win the Natty.
Once you win the Natty, that's it. Drillers in a huge hole, 21-6. 48 seconds remaining to play in the first quarter, and a deep three by Revecchio. Anxious to get his shot off. Nice move by Gary. A little dipsy-do, faking the up and going under. So while we have the Drillers and the Rams, being I'm a former Driller, I'm going to start with the Rams first. One of my favorite Rams of all time was also my Jack Frost quarterback, Brandon Abbott.
Brandon Abbott.
Former quarterback. Did all he can to keep Garces in a position to compete. Definitely one of my favorite Garces Rams that I competed against. And my favorite story about Brandon, which he hates as that free throw goes down, is him throwing an interception on the first play of the senior year, and I got that interception. So thanks, Brandon. Garces up 21-8, getting everything they want inside, but great block by the Drillers as they trail hugely 21-8.
Big possession here for BHS. Like to get in the double digits at least in the first quarter. 8 points is not a good score for you. See if they can get a score here.
Being very patient.
Probably going to see the ball screen.
And there's that screen like Coach Brown stated. Deep three is no good by Ackerman. And that'll do it for the first quarter. We'll take a quick break and come back with more Kern High Network basketball with Kenny Calvin and Coach Brown of Stockdale High School right after this.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special. One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in. Welcome to the city, Motor City, where it's summer sell-down. Drive away a GMC Sierra 4-door, only $29,990, or save up to $10,000 off select Sierra.
Back to Kern High Network basketball at the SYC Championship. Kenny Calvin and Coach Oliver Brown. Coach, first quarter, what's the synopsis?
Surprising start. I thought we would see maybe a closer game. I think the Watley 2 fouls really affected things. Garces, his best player, Uphold, hasn't scored in the first quarter, and yet Garces has a 13-point lead. So if you're Garces, you turned it over a couple times in the first quarter, yet you're going with a double-digit lead. You can't have anything better.
Yeah, couldn't ask for anything better as Gary penetrates, gets it over to Ackerman. Shot no good. Ackerman following his shot, can't finish the layup. Revecchio empty on his attempt. And now we're seeing the reverse of the girls from the Drillers as the boys can't make a shot inside the paint. So we have some great stats from the great Steve Lynch. Jack Hatton on fire with 11 points in the first quarter. He's getting some rest right now. We have a kick ball by McGee. Any other numbers jump out at you, Coach?
Yeah, a little bit surprising. BHS only has 3 rebounds, defensive rebounds, in that first quarter. That's a very, very low number. Usually a high school team, a winning total would be about 30 in a game, so not a good start for BHS. I noticed they're fronting the post here, and without Watley, can they rebound to make up this early hole?
Absolutely. Man-to-man defense. Revecchio out up top, facing Egby. Egby doing a great job getting to the nail. Kicks it over to the corner. Nice penetration by Egby. Couldn't finish. Rebound to McGee. Tony Parker teardrop is no good by McGee, and Tehachapi doing a fantastic job eliminating second chance opportunities, even though they couldn't finish on the break.
Very difficult to beat a team 3 times now, and these Garces Rams are 0-4 in the last 2 years against the Drillers. It's always, I think, the advantage goes to the team who hasn't been on that winning side, so maybe Garces has a little more motivation here tonight.
Absolutely. Feeling like they have a little more to play for. And that's going to be out of bounds to Garces.
Number 2, Tom Tomato, and number 4, Jack Hatton.
And back comes Jack Hatton. as well as Dom Diamato. Hatchby doing a fantastic job. He tries to dunk, gets hung, and gets his own rebound. Is JJ Uphold, and look at this lead, 23-8. Garces, like Coach Brown says, something to play for. Gary with the penetration. And as you said, usually going to see that high screen come, and it gives Geary an open opportunity, and he cannot convert. Oh, and the travel will go against Garces. I think Doc may have got away with a little bit of a shove in the back.
Yeah, it looked like a little push there. I know Uphold looked like he was a little bit upset. I'm wondering, how does BHS score? Looks like they're coming back in with Watley. He's got 2 fouls, got to be careful, got to stay on his feet. How does BHS score here to make up this early hole?
Absolutely. Going to have to get some shots to fall from the perimeter. As you can see, when you have the foul inside, Garces is sinking their defense to the cup. Everything inside until you prove to us you can make that shot. Now McGee having trouble again. Penetration, corner shot by Revecchio, no good. Rebound Garces.
He hadn't been able to make one tonight. It's usually a difference maker for them.
Nice move by Geary, and one of my theories as a former guard, hey, when the shots aren't falling, get to the paint. Hopefully you can create opportunities at the line with the clock stopped to get you back in the game.
Yeah, and Garces would probably like to have that last play back. They've done that a couple times now where they've gone to the sideline, gotten doubled, and then tried to pass out from the middle. BHS is too quick for that. Garces has got to do a better job of, when you dribble to the sideline, either dribbling through or going back to the middle, and for sure not trying to pass middle from the sideline.
Absolutely. So I think what we're seeing now is a bit of an adjustment based on the fact that the length of Garces seems to be giving the Drillers some problems on those perimeter jump shots. So in comes Martinez and Ackerman, and Geary cannot convert the second free throw, and that's going to go off of Garces, but they called it. They called it off of the Drillers, and now we're starting to hear some of that griping that we didn't hear last game, Coach Brown.
Everybody's a critic, huh?
Everybody's a critic and an official. Man-to-man defense by the Drillers, and that may have been somewhat of a makeup call because I didn't see much of an extension from Hatton. Correct me if I'm wrong, Coach.
Yeah, and that's one of those as a coach you go, and you definitely want to question on the sideline, what would my guy do? What do I got to do? Because there wasn't any contact there.
Definitely wasn't any contact. Nonetheless, control to the Drillers. Ackerman and Martinez playing a little two-man game, and Martinez gets the teardrop up, but no good once again. Turnover, D'Amato. Quick substitution once again for McGee. He only had about 30 seconds out. Comes right back in. So while we have a quick second, give another shout out to our amazing staff here: Mark Balch, Kendra Weiser, Kerry Palacios of the North High Administration, as well as Russ Schubert, AJ Sheeran, and Allison Toy. Revecchio with the open three from the wing, and do not let him get hot because he can change a game instantly.
And you see that a lot from BHS. They'll do two quick drives, middle, and then Revecchio will, what they call, do a kick up. He'll come up, and when you help down on that, that's where he gets his threes from.
Oh, nice hustle by the big man Watley, but that will be foul number 3, and as Coach Brown stated, foul trouble for Watley turns into a tough night for the Drillers on most occasions. So, Coach, with Watley going out, what's your synopsis?
I'd leave him in. I think you can lose the game at any point. I think oftentimes in these games, sometimes the team that gets the early lead gives it up in the second half. So the VHS, maybe you're trying to weather that storm, but you're down 11. There's 3 minutes left. He's a senior. I think he's smart enough. He can play. You got to have him in there. How are you going to score without? You might go into halftime without 20 points here without him. So, but then again, that's why I'm up here.
Well, Coach, I'm going to beg to differ on that. You've had a phenomenal year, and that will continue this weekend with the seeding. Anxious to see where you guys will be. Nonetheless, Drillers trail 12 with 3:21 left to play. Now they're going inside, and that's a turnover by the guy who subbed in for Watley. And there you go, another basket after the unforced turnover, and we have another timeout. And my man Javier just corrected me because I've been calling the Rams the Warriors, the green of the girls. Kind of got in my head. I'm sorry for all my Garces Rams out there. So let me give another Garces Rams shout out since I just messed that up. Another one of the great Rams that I've seen over the years. Sheldon Croney, son of one of my childhood friends, Steele Sheldon Croney. Congratulations to Sheldon Croney Jr., graduating from Iowa State and getting an amazing job over in Chicago. Life after athletics.
That's great. I always love hearing the stories of where the kids go next. This is my second stint at Stockwell. I was there in 09 to 13, and I ran into a kid at Starbucks and got to talking with him, and he's a doctor now.
Wow.
And said, here's my fiance. Really pretty young girl came in, and I told him, man, I couldn't be happier for you. He's studying for his boards and getting ready to get all his certs done, and was working at Kern Medical. And
wow.
Man.
Phenomenal story, right? Life after athletics, young men and ladies. Make sure you get that degree. Drillers up or down 26-12. Garces Rams with total control in this first half. 3 by Ackerman is down. Much needed. Cuts it back to 11, and Drillers go right back to that full court man-to-man press with Revecchio on Egby.
Yeah, and I didn't like Garces' defense there. I thought they extended probably a little bit too much, especially on the drives. We talk about coaching. Really good signal of a good coach is how you do after timeouts, and the Drillers getting the 3 there was much needed.
Absolutely. One of the tough things is you see D'Amato is attacking the paint at will, putting a lot of pressure on the big man that comes in for Watley, and now Doc will go to the bench because he's just not getting it done inside the paint. And as the saying goes, mouse in the house.
Yeah, BHS is real small. Ackerman's usually one of their guards, and he's playing inside now. They've basically gone to a 5-guard lineup. Be interesting to see Garces is staying with their starters, how they started the game.
Absolutely, and there's a situation where you count on the speed of the Drillers, but right now they're just not able to make shots. Trailing 28-10, and another errant pass. Whoa. And that's going to be over the back versus Hatton as he comes over the back of Revecchio, and the crowd would have went even crazier if that was called a jump ball instead of the foul over the back, which I think it was close to the jump ball.
That was almost a WWE move there. He just picked him out. Looks like he's going to put Revecchio in his pocket there.
McGee to set up the offense for the Drillers. High-low weave is what we used to call this play in my Driller days. Nice entry pass. Gets another wide-open 3 look that's no good, and you have to make those open shot opportunities to cut into this lead.
It's a good little set play. BHS usually runs that little up screen and then dive down, and when you help, they get 3 on the other corner. Probably like to have that one back. Got the open shot they wanted.
Yeah, and Coach Burt is frustrated because he said the official missed the travel, and that missed travel converts into a basket. And Garces Rams doing a phenomenal job in the first half. Control out to Geary. High screen and roll, as Coach Brown alluded to earlier. Kick out to Ackerman. Now he tips it out. Control to Garces. .50 seconds remaining to play. Garces with a 15-point lead, doing a fantastic job playing under control and within the flow of the offense, getting another wide open three, and shot is down by Egby.
That small lineup for BHS is not paying off. Garces has been so patient to get the shot they want, and they've gone in and out with the ball.
Yeah, and I feel like Ochoa is passing up open looks when he comes off that screen. He's so set in the offense to where he's just playing. You're playing the game instead of playing the opportunity. And what I mean is that sometimes you have to go against the grain of the offense and take the best shot presented. Nonetheless, Gary will go to the line for two, with the Drillers trailing 18 points, now 17.
Checking in for the Drillers, number 0, Alex Martinez.
Huge free throw for Gary, goes down, but they still haven't added it to the scoreboard, and he makes both, and now you have it. (33-17), Garces Rams in firm control in the first half. 14 seconds left to play. I'm going to give it to Coach.
Not exactly how you drew it up for Garces there. I think you probably wanted to go to uphold here in the post at some point or get him a touch.
Nonetheless, that is the first half. A shot North High Gym as the Garces Rams are up 33 over the Drillers 17. We'll take a break, and I'm going to go give out some T-shirts.
The thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special. One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time. Tony's Pizza, 3 locations in Bakersfield and 1 in Shafter.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
I'm a millennial, and for me, it's all about the mobile. And I'm somewhere in between. I still do my banking online and at the ATM. And with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, Kern Schools is always close by.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County. Kern Schools, together we have something special. One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me it's all about the mobile. And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit. After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
A lot of more hands-on activity, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, it's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses. Having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Plord, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs.
This lamb is stubborn.
Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of like hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots, castrating, all that fun stuff.
You out of here? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the SYC Championships on Kern High Network. Kenny Calvin and Coach Brown. Surprising first half, Coach.
Yeah, it has been. I think these two teams have played twice before, been a 3 and a 33-point game. BHS has won both. You've got a Bakersfield Driller squad that's been 39-1 in league the last 4 years. So you're facing a giant here if you're Garces. But they've had some success, I think, in the first game of league in this matchup. They had an early lead. I don't know if they extended the lead quite like this to go into half. So it's a bit of a surprising outcome, but it's to be expected when Watley, your best player for your BHS, has those early fouls and is in that foul trouble.
Absolutely. The most surprising stat is the fact that Watley is one of 2 field goals.
Yeah, and they start the half here. It looks like BHS isn't going to start him because of those fouls, those 3 fouls.
Which, kind of goes against the philosophy that you talked about where, hey, this is a pretty crucial point in the game. You probably want him out there to try to create a spark after the half. Nonetheless, Ravecchio gets the steal, and maybe he's the spark plug that's needed. And David Ravecchio, right on key, gets the 3-point bucket to drop.
Right on cue. BHS 2 for 12 from 3 in the first half. They get that early 3, so bodes well for the Drillers here to start the half.
Definitely needed. And me and you joked about Ravecchio and how quick he can get going, and you do have a over the back. And that's going to be a foul on Dom D'Amato, which was an appropriate call. You hear some little bit of griping from some of the Ram parents. Nonetheless, appropriate call, and the officials have done a fantastic job tonight overall.
Yeah, I think you've got an excellent crew here, and like we talked about the flow of the game. They haven't affected the game at all, and everything that needed to be called has been called. It's been fair on both sides for sure.
Absolutely. Drillers trying to do a job of going back door. Rams giving a turnover right back, and McGee gets it to the corner to Martinez. Nowhere to go. McGee will reset.
Interesting here. BHS is starting Martinez without Ochoa or Watley, so they're sitting 2 guys from their starting group to start the second half, maybe looking for something more defensively.
Well, I think also they're going with their most efficient scorer off the bench with Ravecchio, and he got another foul called already. So it shows why he's the guy that they go to, as Gary gets the nice open look and knocks down a much-needed 3 to cut this lead to 10. And here come the Drillers. And right there, the Rams with the turnover. And one thing you can't do against the Driller team is give them second chances, and that's exactly what happened right after the basket. And now we have a timeout. So we'll give our sponsors a shout out. Special thanks to the Achieve magazine, one of the most beautiful publications that I've ever seen. And I got to be honest with you, Coach Brown, it makes me jealous. The coverage, the press, and everything that these young kids get that we didn't get when we were in high school.
Yeah, I don't think Twitter even existed.
Oh, no, Twitter did not exist.
In 2001 when I graduated.
No. I'm part of the first class that had an opportunity to try Facebook when it was classmates.
Okay.
So that's how old I am. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. But nonetheless, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Motor City, GMC, Lexus, Kern High School District, of course, and the one that Coach Brown loves the most, the Palace on Panorama, Bakersfield College.
Hey, in our Stockdale Mustangs, we're still waiting for our cover story on that Kern High Achieve, so we're waiting on that.
All right.
Mustang basketball.
I don't know, a kid who needs to be on the cover of that. Oh, huge three by the Drillers. And here they come. Trailing 26-33.
And 9-0 to start the half. They were 2 of 12 in the first half from three, but BHS has gotten the shots they wanted even in the first half. It was a matter of time. I think they were maybe looking for the guard lineup that they wanted to get the shots that they thought they could get.
Yeah, and I thought that was good positioning by McGee. Slid his feet, didn't overextend. Nonetheless, the block goes against him, and Hatton has the open three, and that's no good.
If you're B.A. Garces, that's not the shot that you wanted. 9-0 here, your 9-0 deficit to start the half. You probably don't want to be taking the long jump shots.
Ravecchio forcing the issue. The Drillers reset back out top to Gary. Tough pass to the corner to Martinez. And another three drops, and we have a game, ladies and gentlemen. Drillers coming out after the half. And now trailing only 4 points with Watley on the bench. Amazing answer by Jack Hatton. Jack Hatton, the most consistent Garces Ram, if I do say so myself.
And you can see Garces against the pressure. They're really trying to stretch you out. So they're going to put two guys deep. I thought that was really good shot selection there, as opposed to how they started the half with the quick threes. If you're Garces, you're bigger. You've got two guys that are taller than BHS's tallest guy. Let's slow it down. Let's get a shot at the rim. Let's stop with the quick threes. BHS has opened the half with 4 threes in 3 minutes. Let's get the shot that we want so that we can keep our lead.
Absolutely, Coach. And I think it was more panic than anything from the Garces Rams early in the second half, being influenced by that pressure defense of the Drillers. Rebound after the missed three to Ravecchio. And Martinez with another corner three is no good. Had a good look. Rebound to J.J. Uphold. And I got to tell you, Dom Diamato has done a fantastic job as the point guard for Garces, getting the ball up the court against all kinds of pressure. And now we got the corner three by Hatton, and it's money. Jack Hatton is playing like he wants our last T-shirt.
Making a strong case for player of the game, isn't he?
Absolutely. Right back up to 10 after being down to 4. Martinez getting scared. Passed open look. Now you got Ravecchio one-on-one against Egby. Let's see. High screen and roll. Back to the corner to McGee. Shot no good. Rebound Uphold.
And Garces is really guarding McGee very differently than the rest of the players for BHS. They're not going and closing out on him at all.
Oh, reverse spin by Gary, no good. Ackerman on the follow. How did he get that up? All right, we have subs. Welcome back, Mr. Watley. He's had a nice rest. We'll see if that has an impact on how he performs in this third quarter with 3:35 remaining to play.
Coach Dingham for Garces was a little upset there. He didn't think BHS should have had the opportunity to sub. There wasn't a timeout taken. There was, for some reason, a stoppage. BHS reaped the benefit. They got new guys in. They got fresh bodies in. Watley's in the game. He's changing things already. See the effect of him being in the game.
I was thinking the same thing, Coach. There wasn't a true dead ball, but great coaching by your coach, Burt, to get him in as fast as possible. Hey, if you're going to let me get him in, I'm going to get him in.
It's not hockey, fellas, but we almost treat it like it, right? Just run on the ice.
Absolutely.
Just get out there.
And one of the things that was noticed by the fans as Gary penetrates, and that's a nice call on the body, as Dom Diamato has done a fantastic job guarding Gary. But I had my all-time state leading wrestler, Steve Wofford, come up and like, man, 23 has to come off that screen and shoot the ball. He's wide open. It's one of the things that we talked about. there's a time to go within the flow of the offense, but there's also a time where you need to take the best shot that's presented. And if they're giving you that shot, you're going to have to take it to make them respect you. If you're Arnold Ochoa. Revecho penetrating. Nice move, but amazing defense by Egbe after the force by Revecho.
And this is that couple minutes before the quarter time that we saw in the girls' game where starting point guard's out for Garces. They've got their backup, Campbell, here 5. Let's see if he can be strong with the ball, take care of it, don't turn it over, get Garces a shot. That's your goal every possession here, get a shot up.
Absolutely. I tell my daughter, I'll take a bad shot over a turnover every time. Shot up, no good. And that's going to be rebound to the Drillers. But I definitely stress that. And one of the worst things that can happen is a turnover. I might not be satisfied with the bad shot, but at least you got a shot up.
Yeah, and in a high school boys game, you're usually going to get 70 possessions. So every time you don't get a shot up, consider it, loss of a half point or so. So if you can get a point or a shot every possession, you're going to win the game.
Absolutely. First time Watley has had the ball in over 35 minutes. And you can tell he was anxious to get that up, a bit of out of control on the reverse. Great effort by Revecho. He's played the whole third quarter after not starting the basketball game.
Super impressed again, just like we saw with the girls' game. Such a good effort. Kids are playing so hard. It's really good to see because this is their 4th game in 4 days.
Absolutely. Nice move. Bad pass, and now you have Revecho out one-on-one versus Egbe. And Egbe, very close to all ball, but got a little bit of the arm. Great job by Revecho. And now you have a technical foul against Jack Haddon, and the absolute worst thing you can do when you're up 8 points, Coach.
Yeah, and it started with the frustration on the foul, right? We teach kids, don't reach, stay on the floor. You have a guard in Revecho who's probably not going to finish at the rim. If you wall him up, he misses the layup. Instead, you're frustrated with the foul call. He's got the 2 free throws. He's going to get technical, allows BHS to set their defense. They could very well even this game up going in the 4th quarter here in the last minute.
Absolutely, and Revecho is a knockdown free throw shooter everywhere on the court. You don't want guys who've been itching to get hot having free opportunities, and there's the 2 free points, and now they're only trailing 6 with possession.
Yeah, I didn't like that foul, and I think Coach Dingham, when he looks at the tape tomorrow, he'll want this one back. It's going to be quite a swing here with the free throws.
Wow. Gary making it the 3rd straight free throw after the foul, and that's just a huge mental mistake by one of the best players on the floor in Jack Haddon. So now we have a 35-39 game, and Coach Brown, it has just got interesting.
Let's see if Watley can get a score here. Looks like Uphold's out of the game. So you got Watley with the matchup here inside. BHS usually has some kind of side set play that they'll run, usually to get a particular guy a shot. Let's see if they get one here.
Watley at the high post, going down low. Almost lost his footing shortly. Revecho taking the opportunity. Nice no-look pass, and it should have been a shot. McGee passed open another one, but Revecho with the open 3, no good. Now they have the foul on Gary. Great job by Joseph Campbell getting it across, because if he had reversed it, McGee was set up for the surprise steal as well, Coach.
Yeah, and that was close because Coach Dingham, I think, was going to take a timeout there, so he was able to save one. Got to get a shot here on this possession if you're Garces.
Absolutely. And it definitely was a foul by Jaden Dock. Got caught with his hand in the cookie jar and tried to pull back a little bit. Dock having a frustrating game when he comes in for Mr. Watley. If you're the Drillers, you got to be feeling great right now where you are, being down 5 points with 1:16 remaining to play in the third quarter, Coach.
Yeah, double digit. You were down double digits at half. You've cut it to 5. You got a chance to make it a one-possession game. BHS going offense, defense here. Watley's coming out. When they're on defense, he's coming back in on offense here. So probably a possession for him, and then they'll sub him back out in the last possession of the quarter.
Absolutely. 2 clutch free throws by Dom Diamato, who's having a fantastic game. Love to see Dom's numbers. We'll get you some of those if we get a break. As Gary penetrates, amazing move in the dirt, one step. Watley coming up empty on the point-blank layups, and you got to wonder if those early fouls have just taken him out of the rhythm of the game. The Garces Rams right back inside and stretching it back to 8. How about the resiliency of Garces?
They've answered every time, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Great hustle by Diamato and McGee. And it's going to be Driller ball.
And I love seeing bodies fly on the floor.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's just me, but that just shows me kids are really playing hard and really wanting it and representing their school.
I agree, Coach. McGee gets it out to Revecchio. McGee passing up those three-point opportunities to get inside the paint and makes it work. Definitely a great shot using some English on the finger roll. Now you have Jensen Hallam inside the paint. Hallam and Watley getting tied up, and now it's getting a little bit staticky in here with 15 seconds remaining to play in the third quarter. Drillers trailing 6. And you feel a little bit of tension in the room, Mr. Wiley.
There's quite a few Garces fans behind the bench here. Looks like Garces has traveled a little bit better as far as fans in this gym.
Absolutely. Have to shoot that shot if you're McGee. And now we see why he hasn't been shooting that shot as that shot goes wide. Drillers trailing 6 points. Garces Rams holding on to a 6-point lead, 43-37. We'll take a quick break and be right back with more Kern High Network basketball right after this.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special. One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Kern High Network basketball at the SYC Championship. Kenny Calvin and Coach Brown of Stockdale High School. We're actually in for a phenomenal fourth quarter as the Garces Rams hold on to a 6-point lead, 43-37. And now you got Watley paying dividends and going to the line for 2 after being fouled by J.J. Uphold.
And I like the foul there by Uphold, even though they were even with each other on the break. Watley's such above the rim player, I would say you would want to give the foul there. The only downside to that is now BHS is going to get to set their defense here after the free throws.
Absolutely, I agree. Make him earn it. Watley being cold, definitely want to make him go to the line as he makes the first one. The Watley family sitting below to the left looking a bit nervous. As they're used to seeing their pride and joy be up. Right now they're trailing by 5. Nonetheless, the Drillers have done a great job cutting into this lead quarter by quarter. And now we're with 7:42 remaining to play in the fourth. Watley misses the second, but rebound is controlled back to the Drillers. And Watley and Egby with the tie-up again. And possession will stay with the Drillers.
And the key to this fourth quarter is going to be, can Garces keep Watley off the glass? Does Revecchio get free for a couple threes? That's going to be something to look for here in these last 7 minutes.
Absolutely. Another name we haven't said in a while is Ackerman. But Gary is continuing to fire, and I like the confidence. Even though that didn't fall, you have to take those shots when you're coming off the screens. Campbell getting the majority of the point guard duties for Garces. He's continuing to try to go to the paint and walks it all the way down. Mouse in the house.
Big-bodied kid, nice and strong football player, you can tell.
Absolutely. McGee to the paint. Pump fake by Revecchio. Kicked out for three, and that's going to be well short. But look at the hustle by Watley. Oh, now you have a foul. Great job by Campbell trying to hold him up. Definitely looked worse than the crowd is trying to make it. Nonetheless, those fouls are starting to creep up as Garces has 17 fouls, and eventually we're going to get into the bonus where a team like Bakersfield High can make up the difference as they go to the line with the taller guards trying to keep up with the smaller guards.
Yeah, and in coaching terms, usually the team that gets to the bonus first wins. I don't agree with the BHS staff there. They wanted the intentional foul. I don't think Campbell was intentionally trying to foul him. I just think he happened to be so much bigger than the kid, and
I agree.
Just caught him by the neck.
Absolutely, Coach. And, you know, one thing about tough games and tight games, everybody gets emotional. Definitely not out of the line, and he definitely tried to hold him up. Great job by Joseph Campbell, but also a great job by Gary knocking down 2 bonus free throws. And we have a timeout, ladies and gentlemen. We'll stay here, have a little fun. Gives us time to highlight the great staff at North High: Mark Balch, Kendra Weiser, Kerry Palacios, Russ Schubert, A.J. Sheeran, and Allison Toy. Want to give a shout-out to our amazing staff at the Kern High School District. Deanna Ribbons, my man Javier getting to hang out with me at the table for a change. Kevin Willie, our producer-director, my man Miguel, Victoria, and our newest addition, Coach Oliver Brown.
Can I give a shout-out?
Absolutely.
To just the whole production here. You guys have been so good. I've been really impressed with everything. Coordinated, doing what's good for kids, reaching out, connecting people. It's been good. It's been a good atmosphere here. And also, to the Stockdale Mustangs. We're not here, and I wish I was down on the court playing and coaching, but I'm thankful to be here.
Well, Coach, I got to tell you, man, having a chance to call the game that I did get to call for you guys, I definitely admire your spirit, and you guys definitely compete at the highest level, man.
We're playing hard. We're trying, and we'll get there.
Absolutely. Oh, you got the baseball pass and the turnover. Revecchio comes away with it. It comes up empty. And now you have Campbell all alone. Looked like Campbell got away with a bit of an offensive foul. And that one's no good by Hatton. He's going a bit cold since the negative play in the technical. And that's the offensive foul that I just said Campbell got away with. He's so much bigger than the guy that's guarding him. He's given that arm extension every time. They could have called it on him last time. This time he got caught doing the same exact thing. Turnover, Garces Rams.
And maybe the advantage here in this moment would be BHS. 39-1, last 40 league games, playing a team they beat twice. They seemed a little more composed. Seems like Garces is losing their head a little bit, being more emotional.
I agree. Oh, out of bounds on Watley. You got to love the hustle inside. 5-point game, and now everybody's nervous wearing green. 6:10 remaining to play in the fourth quarter. Campbell being defended by McGee. Campbell doing a fantastic job against the shorter guard. has to do a better job keeping that off arm off, and he does a fantastic job getting to the paint but can't finish.
Really good drive. Love the way he uses his body. Got to finish those at the rim, though, especially here in the fourth.
Absolutely. 2 empty attempts by both the Drillers and the Rams. As Gary gets the foul. And as a parent of a basketball player, my daughter's a freshman basketball player, I get pretty animated, but one thing I try my best not to do is use profanity. So I encourage a lot of the parents to be conscious. That was over and back. Nonetheless, Garces Rams make up for it. But again, parents, I encourage you, if you're listening, respect the game, respect the process, but ultimately respect yourselves as you watch these young athletes compete. And that should have been a foul. Nonetheless, David Watley does a great job on the glass, and he's keeping them in this game very tight, 42-47 with 5 minutes remaining to play. Coach.
Right on cue, we talked about Watley being the key here in the fourth because BHS got to get more shots, and the way they're going to do that is turning them over and then getting on the glass. And you got to keep, if you're Garces, you got to keep Watley off the glass. Very uncharacteristic for BHS to take a timeout there. Be interesting to see what they come out with here. He's probably reminding his kids, we're in the bonus, so every foul here, we're going to the line. Let's set a defense here that we're comfortable with going forward. Let's make sure that we get Rivecchio and some of the other guys some shots, and then any shot that goes up, Watley, you go and get the ball. If you're Garces here, you got to be careful. You're getting open shots, but it's not the shot I think that it's going to win the game for you. You cannot take the shot off the first or second pass. You've got to move the ball, be very patient. You don't want to play that kind of tempo with BHS. I would say run the clock down, almost like you're delaying the game. Get a shot at the last second. Try to set your defense from there.
You heard it here first from one of the best. Coach Brown, he gets it done on the court and in the press box. Honored to have him here with us on the Kern High Network SYC Championship broadcast as the Drillers are trailing the Garces Rams 42-47. Definitely a much better played second half for the Drillers, but Garces doing their best job to keep this lead. But that man, Mr. Watley, is waking up, ladies and gentlemen. And now we have a 3-point game, and it hasn't been this low or close since the first quarter.
Yeah, and Garces can't get the ball in bounds, so they brought Uphold 12 up. What that does is bring Watley up 11, who's the longest defender for BHS. So really you should probably clear the court, trust your guards to break this pressure.
And another turnover as Dom Diamato is riding the sideline, and I could see it from here that he was out of bounds, and he's arguing the call. Nonetheless, you have to stay in the middle of the court, as you alluded to in the first half, Coach.
Yeah, any sideline dribble, you're going to get doubled. So if you keep the ball in the middle, you're one-on-one. If you go to the sideline, you're going to get trapped. Think of it like a football team. You're going to get blitzed there.
Watley inside on the pass from Ackerman, and it's a 1-point game, and everybody in green is nervous. Driller defense waking up with 4:27 to play in the fourth quarter. Campbell out up top versus Geary. Geary doing a great job defending. Haddon with the deep three is up, and it's no good, but it'll stay here with Garces.
Yeah, and I don't like that shot if I'm Garces. You get the ball past half finally, and you first pass you get a shot up. Let's get the ball inside. Let's get something going to the rim as opposed to the 20-foot jump shot.
And the turnover by Diamato right on the inbounds play. Garces Rams appearing to fold under some pressure.
And that's 20 turnovers now for Garces, so we talked about shots. It's 20 less shots you're getting.
And now you have Ackerman coming across on the screen, looking to get it inside. Rivecchio swings it to Gary for the deep three for the lead. No good. Watley battling on the boards, and Ackerman back up. No good on the putback. Drillers trailing one. Egby with possession. Nice. Amazing shot by Ipri Egby. And you have a timeout, Garces, and I think he just wants to settle him down a little bit. Coach.
Be careful. There's 3 minutes left. Looks like on the board we've got 2 timeouts left for Garces. They just took one of the 2. That means you're playing the last 2.5 with a minute left with 1 timeout. I love what Campbell did there. Very subtle. Went to the middle. They doubled him. He threw it back. They got the quick drive to the middle, and any layup is good. So if that's a first or second pass layup, take it. First or second pass 3, you got to pass it up.
It goes back to what you said about slowing down the game, playing to your strengths as a bigger basketball team. You're not going to win the speed game against an undersized driller team when half of your roster is 6'4" and up on the offensive floor.
Yeah, and the football analogy would be, look, we're not going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs trying to throw the ball.
Absolutely.
So let's play what we think we can do to win, which to me for Garces is multiple passes, get the ball around the floor. Everybody's going to touch it. Let's end the possession with Hatton or Uphold with a shot.
Absolutely. Game management is what we call it in football terms. Sometimes your best offense is your best defense, slowing it down and keeping the ball out of the opponent's hands. Right now we have a 3-point game. It definitely has gotten interesting. Watley has woken up having a fantastic quarter after being pretty much null and void due to foul trouble all game.
Well, he's so long, and even when you block him out, he's going to reach through and over you.
Driller's going with a little bit of UCLA double high, and Geary attacks the basket. Looking like his dad, Lance Geary, when he was playing quarterback. Ackerman, man-on-man versus Campbell. Campbell's done a phenomenal job since coming in and handling point guard duties. Lucky pass across the paint. Oh, and the finish is no good, and that's going to be a foul on Watley. But I think at this moment it doesn't really matter with 3 minutes left. He's just going to have to play a smart brand of basketball with this last 3 minutes.
Yeah, and if you notice for Garces, they've gone basically to the 4 starters that started the game, and then they've got Campbell in 5. He's a senior. He's a football player. He's a tough kid. He's really gotten them into their stuff. He a little slower with the ball, backs the ball down into the half court, uses his body really well, but he's been good for Garces.
Absolutely. He's done a fantastic job in the second half as well. Hatton, short on the free throw. And he's kicking himself right now because now it's only a 2-point game with 2:54 remaining to play. Revecho looking to get it inside to Watley. Now they reverse it back to Geary. Driller's in that UCLA double high once again.
Look for the ball screen here.
Here comes that ball screen, that high screen and roll. Geary gets it inside the paint. Teardrop is up. Teardrop is good. And Geary taking control for the Drillers. Tied the game. First tie since 0-0. Oh, we have a charge. Josh Geary is taking over this basketball game. Coach Brown.
And that's a patented play for BHS. That's not something actually they drill. When you're in transition like that, 3-on-2, 2-on-1, you have an advantage in your Garces. You can't leave your feet to pass. You have to stay on the floor. They're looking to take a charge. They're not looking for a block shot. They're not thinking stop here. They're thinking slide underneath you, and you run me over.
Absolutely. So talk about total breakdown in the second half. I said that everybody in green was nervous, and now with a tie game, you see why. Josh Geary doing a fantastic job getting his team back into the game on both ends of the floor. Josh Geary from the parking lot is no good. Revecho hustles, gets it back into McGee. McGee to the corner to one of the best shooters in the land. Back to McGee to the corner. Oh, and off the hands of Watley. Amazing job by the Garces Rams. Not giving up on the play and flying around. 140 remaining to play. 50-50 in the SYC Championship's inaugural men's boys game. Oh, and the great hustle by Revecho gets the same play back on Diamato. It's going bananas, Coach Brown.
He gave up the 3, which he probably should have took in the corner. Comes back on defense. That's why he's in there. He's playing both ways.
Wow. Josh Geary up at top, feeling good. Goes inside versus Campbell. Near turnover. You got McGee out at the top of the key. He's going to take the quick free throw line jumper, and that's no good. Ball out to Egby. 1:17 remaining to play. Tied basketball game. Oh, and near turnover as Campbell handles it. Frenetic play. Oh, and you get the alley-oop inside. Amazing pass to J.J. Uphold, and the Garces Rams reclaim the lead. 55 seconds remaining to play. Coach, I'm giving it to you.
So I'd say we're going to see some kind of post here from 11.
Big man move by Wadley against double coverage, and you got a timeout. Tied up, 52-52. We'll stay here because it's just getting exciting. Coach.
Usually from BHS, what you'd see there is Watley would come out 11 and he would reverse or pass the ball, and then he would post off it and dive. They didn't do that. He kept it. BHS has set pieces there for the in-game stuff. Most coaches would take a timeout to get the shot they wanted. I heard BHS, their staff yelled out driller, so that was some kind of call out. It'll be interesting to me, does Garces try to score quick here, or do they just get the ball past half, run some clock, and get a slow shot and along the game, or stretch the game and shorten it as much as possible? So it'll be interesting to see. The last time down, Garces screened up and then tried to pass out of it that way. Let's see if they take their inbound or out of bounds. Let's see if they come and bring him back in. And let's see if Garces tries to throw back to their inbounder somehow.
That's a great strategy because there has been very shaky ball handling by the Garces Rams the last two possessions. They got lucky a couple possessions and ended up turning it over anyway. But then they had an opportunity to get that amazing lob pass from Hatton to Uphold, and this has been a phenomenal game. 40 seconds remaining to play. Garces Rams looking to break this full court press, expect the baseball pass, but like you said, they may go with the double pass to get someone open. Control to Diamato. He's D'd up by Rebecho. Rebecho doing a great job staying in front of him. Ball goes to Egby. And they're doing exactly what you said, Coach, running the clock and trying to get as much time off of this as possible. 21 seconds remaining to play. We have a full timeout. We'll take a quick break because we just might have overtime if we can't get some offense right after this.
Federal Credit Union has been the local choice to meet your financial needs. And just because we're local, you can still take us wherever your travels or life may be. From online and digital banking to mobile check deposit, Current Schools is always a tap away. Current Schools. Together, we have something special.
It's summer sell down at Motor City GMC. The all-new GMC Sierra 4-door is under $30,000. We are professional grade and we're California's largest GMC dealer. Go to MotorCityGMC.com.
So while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account, as you grow...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the SYC Championship with Kern High Network. Kenny Calvin and Coach Oliver Brown. Garces will inbound the ball with 21 seconds left. Goes to Diamato. They try to go with the back screen. Read very well by Watley. Now you have Gary versus Egby. Campbell with 9 seconds left. Deep, unnecessary three. Oh, and that's the shot clock, and the Drillers will have it with one opportunity with 5 seconds remaining to play. What more can you ask for? A timeout with Coach Burt, and oh my goodness.
Timeout called by the Drillers.
52-52, so I got to go to the genius that's sitting up here. I'm a football guy. I got to relinquish this to you. Coach, what are we calling if you're the Drillers?
Well, you got to be careful if you're Garces. Any foul here, and it's free throws. I would say usually in this instance you would give a foul, 5 seconds left, give a foul to stop the momentum. BHS is going to do some type of lob over the top, and then some guard or someone's going to cut off of that, so probably to Watley. He'll high point the ball for you. He can out-jump everybody. Someone's going to cut off of that. If you're Garces, you got to be very careful about your reaching. Stay on the floor. You don't jump for anything. You don't try to block any shots. You wall everything up. Keep the ball in front of you. If they dribble up the court, you got to turn the ball. So you got to make sure they don't straight line you. But I would look for some kind of advanced pass, probably in the air, a long ball, and then some kind of guard cutting off of that with Watley throwing it to a guard somehow.
You heard it here first. Coach Brown with the draw-up play. I'm going to take his advice. I've seen him work. He draws his X's and O's very well. But Drillers. Tying the Rams 52-52. 5 seconds remaining to play. Geary with an opportunity. 3 to win it. And it's no good, and we're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen, and they're going to make us earn our money tonight, Coach Brown. That is the end of regulation, and for the inaugural SYC Championship, we will have our first overtime game, and I'm excited.
Bonus basketball, 52-52. First team to 54 wins.
Wow, first team to 54 wins. So we're staying here, 4-minute overtime, tied 52-52. We're on Kern High Network. Kenny Calvin and Coach Oliver Brown of Stockdale High School, our special guest broadcaster today. Amazing game. Drillers coming back after trailing 16 at the half. David Watley didn't even start the third quarter, came in mid-third quarter, but I tell you what, fourth quarter, he's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's really affected the game. Even when he doesn't get a rebound, to pay him so much attention, he gets so many tips and loose balls and really frees up Gary and Rivecchio and some of the other guards to get layups because they have to stay to him because of the rebounding. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the first score to start overtime. I've always felt like that goes a long way. You're in a short period, and kids tend to tighten up in the overtime period. So the team that executes and scores first goes a long way to winning the game.
Also, one thing to be mindful of, Mr. Watley has 4 fouls, so he has to play very intelligent basketball because they're a very different team when he's not on the floor. And it's up to Tehachapi. Garces, sorry, guys. The Greens get me today. But it's up to Garces to play a more controlled, less emotional game. Their emotions cost them that second half lead.
Yeah, the technical definitely affected them.
We have some stats we'll touch on that we just received from our great Steve Lynch, handling all the responsibility. Hadden stuck out up top. Now Egby looking for the high screen and roll. Nice switch by Gary. Amazing job. Oh, and you got a jump ball. You got a jump ball block. You got a jump ball block. I was waiting for the call. We have a dad who's extremely upset. He's saying it should have been a foul. I saw top of the ball. I think no call more than anything. And now we got our first Garces Bluebirds with 3:20 remaining to play in the overtime. Rivecchio over to Ackerman to McGee. Josh Geary, phenomenal second half. McGee on the right wing. Oh no, forced shot by McGee, terrible idea. Egby trying to force the issue. And now we have the reach-in call on Josh Geary.
Number 2, Josh Geary.
And that may be number 4 on Josh Geary.
At the line shooting 1-1, number 14.
Unless those fouls belong to Dom Diamato. So, ladies and gentlemen, we see a 2 up there. Crazy save for McGee. Great point by the dad to my left. As Gary attacks the basket. Nice hesitation and pump fake. Watley, amazing effort. Reset to McGee. Reset to Gary. Gary attacks and penetrates. Nothing there. 20 seconds on the shot clock, and the Drillers not able to get anything going. Offense appearing very stagnant in minimal motion, as you can assume that these guys are very tired.
I think they've taken me literal when I've said first to 54 wins here.
I think they did too, as Revecho comes up short on that opportunity, and that should be a charge, and it definitely is. Everybody in the gym knew what was coming, and I got to tell you, if you've never seen David Revecho play, he's a kid that gets it done on both ends of the court, and that was an amazing job getting himself in position to take that charge.
And that's the 29th turnover for Garces. They had 27 going into the overtime. They've had 2 in the overtime here. You got to know if you're Garces in transition, BHS is going to try to take the charge. Got to stay on your feet.
Watley with the big man move, and Watley with the lead, and the first person to 54 is the winner. That's what Coach Brown said. Nonetheless, you got Hatton bringing up the ball versus McGee, and now he turns it over to Revecho. Josh Gary with the lob. Oh, and they throw the ill-advised lob. Coaching staff for the Drillers wanted a foul. Around the back pass, and inside is no good. Garces with an amazing shot inside by Egby. And ladies and gentlemen, we are tied at 54.
And Garces has really had the advantage tonight on the glass. They were plus 12 going into the overtime. You can see it continue here. If it's not Watley getting a rebound, BHS is having a hard time.
And Watley just fouled out with that offensive foul. If I'm not mistaken, that may be number 5 on Watley. And it is. So Coach Burt has some decisions to make. Is Watley trying his best to be aggressive, but definitely did at the wrong time. Foul trouble coming back to haunt him in extended play.
Yeah, and if you're the BHS coaching staff, you're pointing to that lob play just a minute ago. Why didn't we get the foul on the lob play? We come down, Garces scores, we come down the next possession, then Watley gets the offensive charge call. For BHS, you're saying let's play it both ways and let's call it both sides.
Absolutely. I think it would have been a better decision for Gary on that lob opportunity to pull the ball back out and reset it. You had the 2-point lead, but nonetheless, we're at a tied game, 54-54 with 54 seconds remaining to play. Egby, who's played phenomenal today, doing a great job getting it inside and outside to Hatton. Hatton with the shot and is fouled by McGee. McGee doesn't like it, but it's the right call. And Hatton will go to the line for 2. He made one of his last 2. We'll see if he can convert both of these to give the Rams a 2-point lead with 42 seconds remaining to play in this overtime battle of the inaugural South Yosemite Championship Tournament here at North High.
First time these two teams played, BHS won by 30+. Second time, BHS wins by 3. Can Garces get over that hump, maybe win by 1 or 2 in the third matchup?
Big free throw by Jack Hatton. He made his first last time and missed the second. Definitely need this one for the solid 2-point lead. And he makes it count. 56-54, 42 seconds remaining to play. Coach Burt calling the set. We got a timeout. Drillers. So we'll stay here. So thinking about the game, 35 seconds remaining to play in overtime, Coach. We have to start brainstorming our current high player of the game. Extremely difficult with a game this tight.
Well, for me, the standout guy started the game and looks like he's finishing it for him, and that's Hatton. He started with the 6 or 8 quick points in the first quarter, goes into overtime with 18, gets the free throws there. That stands out to me. Obviously, Watley's affected the game, but probably doesn't have the numbers. Josh Gary's really performed well tonight. I don't remember a time where he ever came out of the game. He's played seemingly the whole game.
Yeah.
Done it on offense and defense. BHS has forced 30 turnovers tonight and are down 2. So I really like this timeout here by them. If they don't score here, you're going to seemingly have to foul here because the shot clock's going to be off. So I think this was smart to take this timeout, get a score here, hopefully tie the game, set your defense. If you score here, Garces is probably going to take a timeout. So good decision by the BHS staff.
Absolutely, and at this point, you have to wonder which player is going to step up and answer the call for the Drillers, with your main man, your big man, David Wadley, being out of the game. Josh Geary has been the guy attacking inside and out. Revecchio is always a threat. One name we haven't heard in a while is Sam Ackerman. He started the game so well, but he's out there. We'll see if he can get free for an open look or an opportunity to attack the basket and possibly go to the line and tie it up. Ball inbound to Gary. 27 on the shot clock. The difference about 6 seconds. High screen and roll right away. And they go with the corner three to Revecchio. Oh, and the Garces Rams get the defense that they want as Revecchio stumbles and travels. Now the Drillers definitely have to foul with the shot clock being turned off. Timeout Rams. So our last opportunity, we want to definitely thank all of our sponsors, the Achieve Magazine, Kern High Network, Kern High School District, of course, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Motor City GMC Lexus, and the house that Stan Green built, Bakersfield College.
Harvard on the Hill.
Harvard on the Hill, mansion on the mountain, palace on panorama.
Now, I haven't seen a lot of other junior colleges in California. How does the campus facility-wise at BC? Everybody says the football stadium's better and bigger than anybody's.
On a nationwide scale, the stadium is one of the best stadiums in the country on all levels. I played at a school in Arkansas after transitioning from BC and San Jose State. And a lot of the collegiate stadiums from a larger scale magnitude don't hold the weight that Bakersfield College and Memorial Stadium has. So definitely one of the greatest institutions on earth, and I'm honored to be a part of the process. Ball inbound, nearly turned over. Now the Drillers trying to do their best to get a turnover. Now they're going to need a foul. Garces playing keep away, and now they fouled the right person, J.J. Uphold. He'll go to the line, and I believe it's going to be double bonus time. And he will go to the line for 2 shots. J.J. Uphold has had a fantastic game, too. That lob that he caught was probably the biggest play in the second half for Garces.
Big play, yeah. Looked like they were in trouble there, and he bailed them out on the layup.
Speaking of bailed out, he just bailed out the Drillers by missing one of those free throws, and now they still have an opportunity, trailing 2, to either tie or win with the 3-point basket. So a huge free throw, and he makes it count. So the Drillers will need a 3 to tie this game with 12 seconds left to play. Josh Geary across the half. You should see a high screen and roll. 6, 5, waiting too late to get into his game. Revecchio, and that's going to do it. Garces Rams take the SYC Championship in dramatic fashion over the Drillers, 57-54. And so, Coach, we got the Garces Rams coming away with it. Who's our player of the game?
I'm going to go with Jack Hatton. I think he made some big shots early, made some free throws late. You can't go wrong with J.J. Uphold. He had a double-double, double-digit rebounds, double-digit points. Garces got out to that early lead, and it held true in what we saw in the first game, too. These championship games, early leads count.
Absolutely. They did a great job holding on to the lead. Definitely a great job answering the adversity and getting it done. So we are going with Jack Hatton as our Kern High Network player of the game. Me and Coach Brown are going to go track him down and get a picture before they start celebrating and getting all fancy. But it's been an honor to have an opportunity to call this game from the Kern High Network. I want to thank my producer directors, Mr. Kevin Willie, Mr. Javier, and my right-hand man, Coach Brown.
Go Mustangs.
Stockdale Mustangs. Amazing night, amazing tournament. This has been Kenny Calvin and Coach Brown of the Kern High Network. We'll catch you next time when hopefully we're doing some playoff basketball. Till we meet again, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, look at that, look at the kids over there.
That was big for you.